What is going on, everybody? It is episode 695 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here once again with my co-host. Introduce yourself.
Hello, Crisis actors. It's Mary. Today we have a full panel, which is a little bit rare for us.
Especially on a Thursday. Thursday? Yes, Thursday.
It is a Thursday
yes,
today.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. More importantly, Serge Bertman is here with us.
What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm a writer for Scanner News, and I'm a professional S-poster. How's it going?
Yes, I was actually going to add the S-poster part, but you added it yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And more important,
This is really actually special because you guys have not seen Serge in a while.
Actually,
so Serge is joining us here.
Hello.
A rare moment on camera.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I came on and I think I wasn't sure if it was replacing you or if you were busy somewhere else or anything.
Because you're not on camera on IRL.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very rare on camera. I am rare to find on camera, indeed. What's
How
up,
you doing,
guys?
buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing okay. I mean, not after that conversation you guys were having before we went live.
Are we really gonna get into that right now?
No. Let them wonder what the hell that was about. We needn't speak of that ever again. I don't want to know what the hell's going on in Springfield, Ohio. Okay. Anyways, guys, before we get started, would you please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Please go ahead and do that. Remember to share these videos with your friends, your family, your loved ones, people you like, people you don't like, everyone in between. The more people you share these segments and live streams with, the faster channels like this can grow. It is the best way to help us, so please go ahead and do that, and thank you. So what are we getting into today? Well, we got a bunch of stuff to get into, though. You know, I don't know if slow news day is the word for it, but last night, before I went to bed, I saw this post from country singer Zach Bryan, who, you know, he had the guts through, Liquid Courage, to dunk on Taylor Swift, and then realized very quickly that being controversial in some ways on the internet isn't good if you like keeping peace of mind. Yeah. And he folded like an accordion. Now, do they play the accordions in country music? I don't know.
Maybe.
He folded like an accordion.
Like a banjo.
So we're gonna talk about that because he also invoked Kanye's name, which seemed a little politically incorrect given current year. I suppose it would have been more spicy in 2022, but we'll talk about it. We also got a couple of topics in which we like to dub dunking on Gen Z because that's what we like to do more than anything on this podcast. Sorry, Mary.
Yeah, well, first off, we're going to talk about the fact that Gen Z is ditching alcohol. They're drinking less than previous generations altogether.
Sounds like a good thing. It's not, actually.
It's really not. It's not a good thing at all. And then also, bosses say that their Gen Z hires are the laziest, most entitled, and easily offended employees they've ever had.
When I saw that, I could already picture the comments of the boomers.
Serge is just laughing and laughing.
So good.
So we're gonna talk about it. It's a little bit more dynamic than that. So we got a bunch of other stuff to get into. If you guys are ready, we can get started. Serge, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Mary.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, first things first. I don't classify this as good or bad news. It's merely interesting. Dr. Disrespect is back on YouTube, and he is still the second most watched U.S. streamer, despite all of the controversies regarding him and messaging minors.
So he's second to I Show Speed currently. By quite a lot.
Yep.
But still successful.
Does that shock anyone that he's that high still?
Not really.
Well,
no, I don't think so.
In case anyone is missing the context, Dr. Disrespect, what was this, a month ago?
2 months ago,
Two
right?
months ago.
2 months ago.
He openly admitted to sending inappropriate DMs to a minor. And he was planning to meet up with this minor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
At Twitch, they were.
I don't know.
No,
about
they
the
were
second
planning
part.
to meet
Okay.
up at TwitchCon. That's literally what.
Really?
That's what happened.
Okay.
They were planning to meet up at TwitchCon.
Bringing up that part anymore.
I didn't mean that he was planning to meet up with this minor for any particular reason, but that's what happened.
Still gonna meet. Interesting. I see.
Yeah. So clearly that's had no impact whatsoever on his fan base.
I mean, I wonder sometimes if there's anything these days. It's just so many. There's just so many people watching so much content that if you just wait it out, no matter how awful you might be, and whoever you are, you're likely to still hold on to an audience if you've already garnered a large following of that size.
It didn't happen for Kanye.
I mean, yeah, but he was he was canceled by like the structural system that made him famous, right? So he could probably still fill the venues if the venues would let him perform, but the venues won't let him perform.
Right.
Right.
But he has lost a significant amount of fans.
I mean, he still hit number 2 when I mean his last album still hit number 2.
Which is crazy because his last album was not good.
So you know,
I mean, you're a music guy. What did you think of it?
I didn't think it was his best work.
Vultures
We'll say
2.
that. But I mean, like that you have to. He at least takes risks. I think as an artist, and a lot of art people are not taking risks in music. So I can commend him for that. A lot of music,
risks like not finishing your songs before you release them.
Yeah,
like,
I mean that's
a
what
risk.
I mean. That's I mean
You
that's
could call
kinda
it a
what I
risk.
mean. It's just like it's different than what everyone else is doing. I'm always going to be like kind of in Ye's corner no matter what I do or what I say. I realize that I have a lot of bias, but at the same time, yeah, I don't think it was his best work at all.
No,
I don't think it was
I don't know
good.
if
I don't
anyone
think it
would
was
say
good.
that.
Yeah, but I mean I don't know. I think I just hope that he gets better.
People are in the
in
chat.
Longer term.
People in the chat are saying, but how many of the people are in his chat calling him like a PDF file? That doesn't matter in the stats, right? So it depends on how dedicated he is to continuing to do his work.
I'm sure he has mods. I don't have Twitch, so I don't know.
Well, no,
Neither
these are
do I,
YouTube.
so.
This is YouTube gaming numbers.
Oh, he's on YouTube.
Yeah, these
like
are
streaming.
Okay.
Wow.
These are the most
Okay.
watched YouTube gaming streamers in the US.
I was wondering why Kai Cenat was not on the list, but that's why, because he's on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said that you like iShowSeat.
I like the idea of the IRL streamer more than somebody who's sitting in their room. It makes for more interesting content.
But the IRL streamers are more menacing to society.
Yeah, they are. But
their content.
It hits to a certain part of my personality that might not be the best side of my personality.
Meanwhile, look,
Kai
Cenat is just like shooting a flamethrower in his house.
That's what I'm saying. So if I have to choose between Kai Cenat shooting a flamethrower or iShowSpeed jumping over a car, I'll watch the guy jumping over the car.
Okay. It's all brain rot, really.
Yeah, I mean, all of it is,
It's like
right?
destroying kids' brains.
It's really funny because what it means is that the advantage of live means that there's a lot of technical hurdles in making sure that the content is streaming properly, but otherwise the production value is all back end when you're making your clips for your channels and stuff like that, and everything else in the moment has little to do with the production value and everything else to do with the kind of content that you're making, which requires them to be a little bit more risky or at the very least a little bit more risky, but usually a little bit more creative.
Right.
So,
I mean, ultimately, though, to get back to what we're talking about with Dr. Disrespect here, I think that it has to maybe come down to his market of like who is actually watching his shows. Is it like mostly younger male boy streamers that are watching this? And then it doesn't seem like he sent any nudes or anything like that. And it like you said, it wasn't like a personal meetup. So I think I'm even here sitting like saying, well, I'm trying to reason as to why people are maybe not, as this cancellation isn't so total and finite for anything. It's just weird that all these people that get up in YouTube talk to minors and do all this. Like,
that is like a meme now. It's a meme now.
It literally is
where
a meme.
it's like a YouTuber hits 1 million subscribers and then suddenly they
the
just
first
start.
thing they do.
I mean,
is
Mr.
whip the
Beast
fun.
still has a clean record. His friends don't, but he does.
Right.
And
but it's like
so we just,
all of his friends around him. It's like
we just talked yesterday about how like he has this method to his madness where he's like tries to encourage his friends to basically act stupid because it's good for content. And you know, if you're
It's
gonna
like that one
find
guy.
people that
What
Bertman.
was his name?
Wait, what?
The one guy back in the day. I'm sorry to cut you off,
Chris.
but there's a guy that did that. Didn't he get in trouble for that? Was David Dobrik?
Dobrik.
Who was like,
we were literally just talking
Yeah.
about David Dobrik yesterday.
He swung his buddy around.
yeah, that's
on the
right. That's right.
excavator.
So I feel like that's just the next step from that. It's gonna get crazier and crazier because that's like the nature of of just reality.
And most of these people, I mean, Mr. Beast is like a full-sized company at this point now, but most of them, it's just a couple of ways. You don't have somebody running the multi-point background check on the people that you do business with. It's just like, hey, there's this dude who wants to do content. Let's do it. And there's just less structure than there was when everything was vetted through companies.
Yeah, Bertman, I had a question for you. As a father, and apropos to the next thing that we're going to cover, how do you feel about, the type of internet content that your kid is going to be exposed to? Like, and social media and all of this stuff. What are the boundaries that you think you're going to set? If you even thought about it that far ahead.
Well, it's double-sided blade, right? Where you want to monitor what they're doing and maybe prevent them from, consuming some of this stuff. But at the same time, you don't want to like completely remove them from society in this way.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's like, it's completely different from when I was a kid. And,
yeah.
My parents, I don't want to say that they didn't let me do anything, but they definitely monitored what I did. I think I turned out okay, but I don't know. This is going to be a tough one.
Instagram is introducing teen accounts with features and protections for all users aged 13 to 17 years old. New teens joining the platform will automatically receive a teen account, while existing teens will be moved to teen accounts within the next 60 days.
Okay, I have to ask. How do they know when the teen signs up for it that they're a teen?
Dude. It feels
Self-reporting.
Really
They're like,
yeah.
It's. I always mention this scene. There's a scene from the show House where he's looking at porn on the work computer. He goes, "Why do these websites always say click I am 18 to get on?" Even a 17-year-old could figure that out.
Right.
All they have to say is, "Yes, I am an adult."
This is likely prompted by, I believe, the Washington Post expose on the Instagram algorithm, where they started a bunch of Instagram accounts that identified them as 13-year-olds. And immediately what you see on your For You page algorithm is a bunch of basically softcore pornography and twerking videos and just very explicit content being fed to an account that Instagram knows algorithmically is a child. So I would believe that's likely the reason why they implemented this. I don't know if it's going to be effective. How would they?
So it says, by default, Instagram users younger than 16 will need a parent's permission to change their account settings.
Honestly, what should happen is make all of the teen accounts, take away the ability to private message on the teen accounts.
Right. That seems to be where most of these problems arise.
Right.
Even with and I hate to bring Drake into this situation again, but that's why his career is going down, is because he was all of his DMs with Millie Bobby Brown. All of this stuff like that is always related to fans and these people that are much larger than life having this extremely disproportionate power construct where they're like this god-like figure in this person, and then them being able to exploit it. It's always the problem. I think that should just be it just shouldn't be allowed. I don't know how we get this done with verifying the parents are actually the parents without IDing people and having but I guess your driver's license should be good enough. I think your driver's license should be that's a pretty solid thing we do for alcohol and purchasing everything in this country. We should just do it with that.
You don't even need that to vote these days.
Yeah.
So.
True.
What do I know? It says, with new accounts, teens will have the power to choose the age-appropriate topics they want to see more of on Instagram, like sports, art, and parents will also be able to see the topics their teens choose. In order to limit the amount of time spent on Instagram, all teen accounts will be placed in sleep mode between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. The kids are going to riot.
This is great. This is great for society.
Parents
that's crazy.
Can they do that to mine too?
There's plenty of adults who could. I wish Twitter would do that for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Another change for teen accounts is that they will automatically placed in more restrictive content settings, which will limit the content they see in search functions like Reels or Explore from accounts they don't follow, according to Instagram. The account protections in place to block teens from lying about their age include requiring teens to verify their age if they try to change their birthday and not allowing new accounts with different birthdays from the same device.
We got a $20 from Debbie Nanners. I thought it was because Australia is banning kids from the internet, which honestly I think the States should do something similar. I didn't know that Australia was doing that. I only heard about Brazil getting banned from X.
Yeah.
But I think Twitter should implement this even more urgently than Instagram, because Twitter allows just straight up porn.
If they try to change their birthday and not allow, so it says, has protections in place to block teens from lying about their age. What does that mean?
I don't know.
My actual question is so what you're saying is they just need to lie right the first time when they create the account and say, well, actually, I happen to be 25.
Right.
I don't
People have been doing
get
that for ages.
Yeah, it says the vice president and global safety manager for Meta, the parent company of Instagram, told GMA the company is also implementing new ways to verify user ages. This is the quote. "We are building technology to try to identify if you've lied about your age and then move you into stricter settings. This is a challenging area for industry, which is why on top of building that technology, they will try to identify age liars and put them into those protective settings." They're going to say, we're doing this for your own good.
Age liar. I like that.
We're doing this for your own good.
That's a good one.
We also have the moments where if we get a strong signal, we will ask you to verify your age. You're just really bad at spelling as an adult, and they're like, hey, moron, are you 18 or what?
Yeah.
See, some of these things sound good on paper, but I'm kind of wary about how they're going to be implemented.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, this is why there's kind of an eternal struggle with stuff like this, because technologies like this are always ripe for abuse. Right. From the company in other ways.
So you're worried about how it would affect adults on the platform?
Yeah, I mean, I guess worried would be a bit of a stretch. I find it mildly interesting.
Concerned.
Yeah. Well, anytime you try to implement these technologies outside of, like you said, an actual verifiable ID, but most kids don't have one until they get a driver's license or I guess a learner's permit.
Yeah.
No.
Which is not 13.
And we're adults, so we know how the algorithm kind of works. Like kids don't know that. Like, so we're aware of how it'll start showing you certain things, like you were saying, softcore porn. I've talked to I don't know how many guys. We have all cleared our settings, and it always ends up showing us the same thing.
You know what it is?
No matter what.
It'll just start asking you. I got it. I know what it is. It's going to put the banned words on screen. It's like, Skibbity Ohio Riz. What does that mean?
Okay.
If you don't know what it means, you're an adult.
It's just going to show you whatever is the most hyper-stimulating content. And kids don't know, they'll just look at whatever is the most stimulating. Right now, what's on my Explore page is just a bunch of cat memes and, like, Trump TikToks, basically. Nice. That's what my Explore page looks like on Instagram.
Are those called Trump Talks? If they're not called Trump Talks. So it says, it looks like the parents are going to be able to remote monitor their children's use on the platform. So maybe it'll just scare the kids off of doing anything inappropriate because they know their parents are going to be able to see.
Or at least could be.
And something that adults and children should be aware of by now in 2024 is that you need to make sure your social media accounts are free of any incriminating information or anything that could stop you from getting a job opportunity, which is why I bring up this TikTok PSA. This girl said that she went through a job interview process and they pulled up her tweets from years ago. They were doing keyword searches on her, and she still got the job, but this was her PSA.
Okay. To clean up your social media if you're applying for jobs. It's not even just what you post, it's also what you like. I'm going to show you
But Twitter is so far hidden likes.
Yes.
So that's
an example of something hilarious that came up during my background check for a job that I was applying to. I literally wish I was making this up, but this popped up on my background check of a tweet I liked in 2020 that says, "I'm a whore for seafood." Here's another tweet I liked that came up in 2022. It said, "If a man driving to cheat on you, he for real hates you because gas is $5.50 now." You guys, when I tell you I was stressed, everything ended up being fine. I didn't have anything like actually problematic on my social media, but this is just funny, and it's just a reminder that you really should just clean up your social media if you're applying for jobs.
What it tells me is that, they're still trying to implement some form of decorum in the world, and the internet increasingly works to prove that decorum is mainly a facade that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
And people are far more, disingenuous in the real world than we even know.
Yeah, and this girl looks like she's in her 20s, so she was probably on Instagram at the very least as a child.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to see that? Like, how do you see the consequences that would come a decade later?
Yep.
I actually got turned down for a job because of something I posted online like 10 years ago.
What was it?
It wasn't anything like that serious. It was kind of just me making a joke about my current job, and they didn't like that.
They're like, we don't want to hire someone who's going to badmouth
a joke
their
disparaging
job.
your old job.
It wasn't really like disparaging. It was kind of just a joke about a sign that was posted. And I don't even remember it now, but yeah.
I can't think of anything like further from the norm than our company. in that regard. Like, I'm sure Tim does not care whatsoever.
Because Mary makes YouTube shorts on our YouTube channel about Tim.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Like starting a rap battle.
Yeah. with your boss.
Yeah. We're very much speaking from a different perspective, but
I mean, I don't really think I like too much problematic stuff. I don't have a Facebook anymore, so there would.
But
be
you
nothing
never
to-
know until you are reminded of it 10, 15 years later.
I mean, if they
You're
saw
like,
if they saw my Instagram likes, yeah, that would be there would be some splaining to do on the Instagram likes for
Would
sure.
you like to do some splaining?
No.
Okay, we're not going to do any splaining.
No. But, you know, good, I guess good on the company for at least trying to protect the kids, but always be wary of these corporations because they're never just thinking one step ahead. On top of trying to protect the children, which all it's really doing is protecting their market share and their ability to then keep these people on their platform forever, they can use these technologies in a sideways manner to then limit reach for people further down the line who are not children. So just be careful, you know. Half of one, or what's the saying? Like 12 of one, half a dozen of the other. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. All right, let's move on then, shall we? Also, that lady, that lady probably has a whole channel dedicated to like getting job interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a niche
That is
in and of itself.
It's like an extension of the HR department.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So apparently, Nikocado Avocado is saying that he never lost the weight. Press X to doubt.
He posted a TikTok looking like he never lost 250 pounds, and he said he tricked the internet.
Yes.
I don't have good news to share with you today. I'm actually really triggered. And let me tell you why. It's actually.
He also grew his hair
I
back.
just love his delivery.
So let me break it down for the low IQs out there, which is actually most of you. I made a YouTube video and I said, I'm 2 steps ahead. My whole life is premeditated. It's calculative. It's manipulative. My life has been a social experiment. Joke's on you. I'm actually really smart. And what was the result of that video? Millions of people believed it. Y'all have the IQs of a bag of rocks. I could literally dye my hair blue and say it's always been blue, and half y'all will believe it. Yes, because I just acted gaining 250 pounds. Who in their right mind does a social experiment gaining 250 pounds for 5 years in a row? Y'all are so stupid. Yes, see this double chin? Yes, I acted this out for 5 years in a row. For what? For clicks? We've all been played by this evil genius. Oh my God. I literally typed up a Batman monologue and read it.
He could play Fat Bastard if they brought back Austin Powers.
On camera. I'm scared for society, actually. Okay? I'm a little afraid. Y'all need to go to school. Learn something. Think outside the box. Don't believe everything you're told, including from me. And yet y'all believed it. That's actually scary. Goodbye.
I love his delivery.
I don't-
He's so entertaining.
Yeah, he is. I wish
I
he stuck
can't
with
help
that,
but
honestly.
stand.
Everybody always makes fun of my long shirts. I could borrow him some long
The way
shirts.
he was uselessly trying to pull it down.
It's just.
Buddy, just get the next size. just do it.
But some people are saying that he actually pre-recorded this before losing the weight in order to post it after losing the weight, just because he's always 3 steps ahead.
I was gonna say, does this make him 3 or 6 steps ahead?
He's
Because if he was 2
3
steps ahead before, does that make him 4 steps ahead or 6 steps ahead?
He's always 3 waddles ahead.
He looks 3 sizes ahead.
Yes.
He's like, I'm however many jowls ahead.
His heart grew 3 sizes, and his doctor said that's not good.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's a good point.
I'm entertained, so he's doing his job.
All right. So this, I sent this to Mary yesterday. Do you want to read this? This is about Lady Gaga.
I didn't even know that there were rumors of Lady Gaga being secretly transgender, but apparently there were.
Apparently, a long time ago. Apparently,
Yeah.
this has existed for a while.
So she says in a recent interview, she chose not to speak out against rumors of her being transgender because she didn't want to make being trans seem shameful. Quote, I didn't feel like a victim with that lie, and I thought, what about a kid who is being accused of that who would think that a public figure like me would feel shame? I've been in situations where fixing a rumor was not in the best interest of the well-being of other people.
I mean, that's ridiculously collectivist to believe that your own, like setting the record straight in your own life is somehow you have to care about how it could potentially harm other people. And it just shows who has all the power in the situation, meaning that you're too scared to speak up even for something as innocuous as this.
Well, Lady Gaga being the exception, I think we all saw like those street interviews from Pride Month where if you go up to one of these women at a pride parade and say, so how long have you been in your medical transition? They get offended because obviously they know the difference. I won't say too much because we're on YouTube's, but Lady Gaga is she's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
For saying this.
It's weird. I just, for her especially, because she was so I don't know if these were rumors in she became famous in 2008 or 2009. She was also, she had a very, very unique look, kind of akin to Madonna in a lot of ways.
Now everyone tries to be unique and no one is.
Doesn't really work in the same way. All right. Well, is this something you guys have never heard before? I'm curious. Is this because I have not? Was it Kellen who said yesterday that this is like an old rumor, and I was like, I never heard this.
Yeah, I never heard the rumor either.
He's like, oh, you haven't heard that one? God, you're dumb. Like
it's called transvestigation. That's what they do. I mean, there are people who are like undiagnosed, unmedicated schizophrenics on the internet who their entire fixation is believing that everyone is trans secretly.
I guess this is kind of akin to what used to be gay panic scenes and shows back in the day.
Okay.
Like that used to be a really big aspect of comedy in Hollywood back in the 90s, in the early 2000s especially.
Can't do that anymore.
You cannot do that anymore.
Sounds like conservative uncle fan fiction.
Wait, what do you mean?
Staying online, wondering if everybody's trans or not. Like it's a conspiracy theory.
I have transvestigators myself.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes, you have told me that before.
Yeah.
That is...
Wait, so
there's nothing you could do or say to convince them otherwise.
They think you're trans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, some of them, they believe that a lot of anti-trans activists actually are secretly trans, and that it's all just a big psyop, big web of lies. And seriously, it is a problem that we're interacting with people on the internet who are like unmedicated schizophrenics. Like I can tell by the way that by their diction, the way that they write, that they believe there's like a dialogue between us that isn't happening.
Oh yeah.
Have you gotten messages like that?
Oh my God, it's terrifying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In what way?
The parasocial relationship type.
It's that, but on steroids.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's like a mental health crisis in this country that's gonna be like a Black Death with how many people are like. Seriously, it's on another level. I don't think people realize how many people are like have serious mental delusions and how normalized that is for us now.
Yeah.
Regularized needs to be like a new word.
Yeah.
You have to make that a word now. Hell
Yeah, it's
Normalitified.
Yeah. I again, this is your daily reminder. Stop saying normalcy. Normality needs to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Just saying. You're right. Find a way to use normality in a sentence.
I'll do it. I'll figure it out.
All right. I'm gonna move on. I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time on this, but I did take the time yesterday to watch episodes 1 and 2 of Agatha All Along, and I thought I would just share a couple of my thoughts on it because I saw a lot of discourse online about this show.
It's the newest Marvel show.
It's the newest Marvel show starring Kathryn Hahn, Aubrey Plaza, Joe Locke, and
marketed as their gayest show ever.
There is undertones there. I do believe that Anna, that Star Wars girl, was right, that the interviewer from Variety or whoever it was set them up for failure by continuously asking them questions about it.
So how gay is it? Is it gayer and gayer every episode? And are you gay? Who's gay?
It's probably
We
gonna
just stand this and be like, it's such a straight show. Like I love how masculine this
it's
show
our straightest show ever.
It's just been like the most clearly defined gender roles
it's
in any
definitely
show
not
on
that.
TV.
So this show,
I can just like headcanon it, you know,
because
fit it into a
they
place.
marketed The Acolyte in the same way.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people are saying this is worse than The Acolyte.
That would be difficult.
I disagree. I disagree solely because The Acolyte struggles more than anything because Amanda Stenberg just doesn't have the charisma to pull off the character of Osha and May. And in this, once you get Kathryn Hahn away from the Agnes character at the beginning, where she plays this parodied version of a detective, the way I literally watched them, the first 20 minutes it's as if the director was like, what if we did a parody of True Detective, but it's bad? And that's what it was supposed to be.
Played
in some
for
way.
laughs.
Yeah, but it's this thing, it's not really done in a way where it's distinctly satire.
Yeah.
It seems as if she's almost too uncomfortable with the role of the detective to fully embrace the satirical element of it, which just becomes her talking with her mouth perpetually open the whole time, which I couldn't stop looking
Can you
at.
please do an impression?
I cannot. She's talking like when she finishes a sentence, her mouth is still open. Again, these are
try it like a mid-Atlantic.
yeah,
accent.
like this is a nitpick in the extreme. But once she turns back into Agatha, and you have to look at old lady titties and old lady ass.
You said you literally saw a shot of her naked butt.
Yes, there's
naked
there's
cellulite
naked
butt.
cottage cheese. Yeah.
We're talking about Star Wars?
No, we're talking about Agatha.
So she's
okay?
walking out of the water, and they just like butt.
She's walking out of her house and then turns around. It's
okay.
the whole thing. Whatever. Okay, so the positives are that when she's embracing the character of Agatha, Kathryn Hahn does a very, very good job playing a charismatic character. The problem is the show's just not interesting. The idea is that she has to round up a coven of witches to go down to find Witches Road. And it's not that interesting of a story. When she's on screen with Aubrey Plaza or Joe Locke, they interact well enough with Kathryn Hahn to pull halfway decent performances out of her. Anytime she's on screen with these other witches, she stands out leagues above the rest of them, but it doesn't make for an engaging scene, and she can only do so much of the work. She's talented, she's charismatic, but not enough to really draw someone in, especially like me, who this is very clearly not made for. Like, this was very clearly made for the why not demographic who liked the Hocus Pocus 2 that came out last year.
Wine ants don't watch Marvel.
They want wine ants to watch Marvel, and if any
Why
of them,
are they so desperate?
and if any of them get drunk and happen upon this by accident, they might actually enjoy it. It could have benefited more from a more playfully ethereal score, which would have leaned into the magical elements to it. And my God, find a cinematographer. Find someone who wants to make something that's not just dark and gray. Just because it's witches.
It's Disney. They don't have money for that.
Just because it's witches doesn't mean everything has to look like your eyes are half open and it's dusk out. Get some color in there. Get some darker purple, some darker orange in there. Find a color palette that doesn't look like you just slapped the first thing together on scene. And don't let all of her scenes in the first 20 minutes of the episode, which is inevitably the most important part. You have to hook people quickly. People like me who have the attention span of a gnat need to be entertained right off the bat, lest people just turn it off. That's what most people do. I hung with it because I wanted to at least get through it, but it's very, very bland. And the satire parody element of the beginning of it, people who come into this without having watched WandaVision aren't gonna know or care what's going on, and they're gonna turn it off. So look, if you liked WandaVision, I don't think that this is going to rate, in my personal opinion. If you're a fan of Kathryn Hahn, you might get some enjoyment out of this. But the rest of the characters, like I said, Aubrey Plaza is extremely talented.
You said that Aubrey Plaza should have
been Agatha. Yes,
but
absolutely.
I still think, like, I was taking a look at some of the illustrations of Agatha Harkness from the comics back in the day, and the desexification of these characters is truly a problem.
Yep.
Like, I don't know why they chose Kathryn Hahn for this.
She's like, I can think of worse casting.
Okay,
I'm
sure, but she doesn't look like the character. Like the way that the character was drawn, she doesn't look like the original.
People were asking, is it woke? There's I guess that depends on your definition of the word. I don't know how it gets after episode 2. Obviously,
Are you continuing?
No. This
Okay.
there is another benefit. The episodes are only 40 minutes, so you're not stuck there for it didn't get gratuitous and leave everything in the show. They obviously clearly put stuff on the cutting room floor. But if you're a dude, like there's like one action scene per episode. I also posted a really funny picture where like they just didn't pay attention to detail in the parody scene at the beginning when she's playing the cop. She's in the interrogation room with the teen character. That's the character's name, the teen. And she's wearing like a fast draw holster outside the waistband appendix. So dude could literally just reach and take it out of her, out of the holster.
Everyone in the chat is saying it's woke, Brett.
Yeah, okay.
They're saying it's woke AF and super feminist.
So
please explain. If you've seen it, I'm not going to watch this. But if you have
Again, this is not for me. This is probably not for most dudes. This is for why-nots who will be fine with,
They said you're acting sus.
Me? Yeah.
You're acting sus, Brett.
It's just not good. For whatever reason, it's not good. Again, Catherine Hahn is fine, but it's not a good show. Make of that what you will. I will not be continuing on with the show. The character of the teen, they do make reference to the fact that he's gay because his boyfriend calls him, and he sends him to voicemail. And there is gay undertones and chemistry between Aubrey Plaza and Agatha.
Okay,
of
course there are.
There is going to be a gay explosion by the end of it. Aubrey Plaza said there was going to be a gay explosion, so you might want to stick it out for the gay explosion.
A big problem would be Eugene says appeal to the 80%, not the 5%. Yeah, well, that's not what this is for. This is appealing to the 5%, and they've already admitted that it's not going to get a season 2. So.
Yeah.
Catherine Hahn is talented. She's charismatic. She is not talented enough nor charismatic enough in this role to influence people who are against the material to keep watching.
We actually have a cringe of the day that is from the Agatha press tour, so I think we should just start off cringe of the day with that.
With that one first?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, if you're a why not, you'll probably be fine watching this. So if you got drunk enough one day and ended up on Disney Plus, perhaps this is the show for you.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
I only ever go on TikTok if I'm on the toilet.
Really?
Like, I will spend like 45 minutes in the toilet, just not because I
That's
need
not
to.
good
Just
to
'cause I
sit on that
Yeah, I know.
for that long.
Oh my God.
Doesn't do good for the hemorrhoids.
What?
It gets worse.
No, you could get a prolapsed situation.
You could. Really good. Yeah.
Listen, I spend a lot of time in the toilet too. It's my office.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What side of TikTok are you on?
I get a lot of like bad plane landings and like dash cam.
Oh my God.
Not like crashes, like and then like rough landings or like a lot of singing as well. I think I've got quite a good feed actually.
Yes.
Yeah. I only ever gone.
Okay.
He could get a prolapsed situation.
Why did any of that need to be put in the interview?
What does this have to do with your new show?
Did anybody watch that and they're like, well, I wasn't going to watch it, but fuck, now count me in.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely not going to watch it.
Immediately subscribe to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Because
just
of that. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, maybe we'll do cute of the day and then the next cringe.
Let's do that. Hold
We'll
on.
sandwich
Actually,
them.
let me get rid of all of this first.
Okay.
Get rid of all that just for. All right. Here we go. First things first.
Aww.
This is from Solar Powers. He says, little sister and big bro.
They're so cute. Aww. I love it.
That was very cute. Which one's which?
Yeah, that's
I don't
what I
know.
say.
But they love each other.
Yeah, it's good.
One more. This one's from Greg Dubier. Says, Zorro watching over his kingdom. Gizmo super passed out.
Nice. I like that.
Wait, I thought this was from yesterday.
No.
Am I wrong? Okay. Cute.
Very cute. All right. Well, just in
Love
case
the
it was from
tail.
yesterday, I don't think it was. We'll do one more.
That's a very fluffy tail.
This is from Allie. Looks like it's pronounced. Meet Donnie. He works with me every day by cuddling on the couch while I work.
Oh,
Oh,
very cute.
very cute. All right, and you've got one more cringe of the day.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
This is a cover of one of Chapel Roan's songs, Good Luck, Babe.
Oh,
but
hold on.
It's the Christian rock version.
Okay, here we go.
Oh man.
Wait, are we gonna get copyrighted on this?
No.
Okay.
Fine. It's cool. You can say.
Bro, this is 2 minutes long.
You're going to want to finish it, I swear.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
It's fine. It's cool. You can say that you are godly, but you know the truth. So guess I'm the fool. with her Bible on the table reading Jude 122. I don't want to call you out, but you don't want to come to church. You only want to repost scripture on your Facebook. You can say 100 prayers to God. Ask him for forgiveness.
You said I want to keep watching this?
I love Cringe. I love Cringe.
This is painful.
Loving Jesus Christ on your own agenda. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck,
Here for the
atheist.
chorus.
You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist.
I do like that she's not a good singer.
She really took the time to write out every single lyric.
You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. I'm saved through prayers. It's a biblically appropriate kind of life affair. And at church, you're
She's
not
so nervous.
there.
You can hear it. It's just
You're too busy
Her voice is
getting
warbling.
tatted with your unnaturally colored hair. Trying for you from your sins. You just want to pierce your nose and show your cherries. You can say 100 prayers.
That is
to God.
wild. This is a wild video.
Stop your
Wow,
sinning.
that's-
Then you say you don't have time for mass. Loving Jesus Christ on your own agenda. Good luck, atheist. Well, good luck, atheist. You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven. Good luck,
Just get the
atheist.
auto-tune voice.
Well, good luck, atheist.
Wonderful.
You'll have to talk to God when you get to heaven.
But then
The big finish.
Wait, there's more cards though.
There's more. There's more. There's a part 2.
Wait, we're at the bridge?
No, yeah.
When you show up
This
at
is
his
the-
gates
that was the
with your
interlude.
godly
Here we go.
facade and your hands
Now it's
clasped
just gonna
in
get-
prayer, but you're no child of God. We could have
that's so many
carpooled to
syllables.
mass all of those years ago, but you strayed from God and you told me.
There's a second part.
Wow.
Brad.
No,
Can
I don't-
we get to the big finish?
Oh, that was terrible.
It's
That
in the
was-
replies.
That was painful.
We need to get to the big finish.
I could be the girl showing off her shoulders. Expose my boulders. I just want a dress that covers
Expose my
knees.
boulders?
You can blame this
Dude.
girl. I'm modest, not a tease. And baby, do you like
Okay, I've had enough. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Did the Westboro Baptist Church write this?
Maybe.
So cover up with me.
I wonder how many viewers we can lose.
I can't do it
Don't
anymore.
wanna see your
It's too much
elbows?
even for me.
Dude, this is crazy.
M-O-D-E-S-T-Y. Don't want to see your elbows, cheeks, or thighs. The garden will avert their eyes. M-O-D-E-S-T-Y. M-O-D-E-S-T-Y. I will cover this body of mine. M-O-D-E-S-T-Y.
If you're fat, just say so.
Why make another card?
This body of mine. I woke up alone, staring at my closet.
How is she? What is she recording
I mean,
this on?
the thing I find
don't
most
really-
impressive is her handwriting hasn't gotten worse as she wrote all these cards out. Mine would be illegible by the fourth card.
She put real effort into that,
Yeah.
and you know we can applaud that. A for effort.
There's a reason why, the religious folk will always have trouble selling the message
You
to.
can say 100 prayers to God.
So it's a religious message, but I felt like I was in hell.
Yeah, interesting how that works.
That was hellish. That was not a good experience.
Okay,
It's 1 out of 10.
I
Won't
think
recommend.
we're gonna call it.
Wow, that was painful.
Why would you do that to us?
I mean that's my job. I supply the cringe.
She's not wrong. I guess
That literally
it's
hurt.
cringe.
This is literally
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah.
Not that Jon Stewart
Wow.
sent a 20 saying we all owe the People's Joker an apology. Is this gonna be our new People's Joker?
I'm gonna find a
It's-
way to
yeah.
put them together.
No.
That's gonna be. This song is gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it probably might as well,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
MODESTY.
I will cover this body of mine.
Was it She's saying cover your elbows, your shoulders, something like whoa.
I mean, that just sounds
okay.
impractical. Sometimes you wear a
Relax
short
here.
sleeve shirt. Doesn't mean you're a whore.
It's 100 degrees out.
All right.
Let's get the show
Let's get
started.
started.
Why don't we? Okay, so we saw a major backtrack, a major humiliation last night. Country star Zach Bryan drunkenly tweeted the following: Eagles over Chiefs, Kanye over Taylor. Who's with me? The next morning, he realized that he made a big oopsie and the entire Swiftie fan base was coming down in full force against him. So he posted a 4-paragraph long apology to his Instagram story. He immediately backtracked. And I hate when people do this. I hate when they can't stand by what they said. Like, stand on business. If you like Kanye more than Taylor, then just say that.
Also, have some forethought. If you have a hot take and you don't want to deal with the backlash, just don't say the hot take out loud.
Also, the drafts exist for a reason. If you're drunkenly tweeting this, put it in the drafts.
If you feel
post
it the next
tomorrow.
Morning, they say like if you're angry, write a letter, wait 72 hours, and if you still feel like sending it, then you send it. Mm-hmm. That's a perfect.
I mean, you're a shit poster. Do you drunk tweet?
I mean, I don't really drink that much, but yeah, I'll drunk
happened.
tweet. Yeah,
it's known to happen. So here is his 4-paragraph long apology as follows, with each one linked to a song of Taylor's as reparations.
Oh man.
He said, for the record, guys, I wasn't coming for Taylor the other night. I was drunkenly comparing 2 records and it came out wrong. I know there's a lot of stuff that clouds around Ye, and I was speaking purely musically, so he had to throw Kanye under the bus as well. I love Taylor's music, and I pray you guys know I'm human and tweet stupid things often. Hope one day I can explain this to her. Twitter gets me in trouble too much, and I'd say it's best I stay off it. I'm sorry to any Taylor fans I've pissed off or let down. Love you guys. I'm trying my best. I've been going through a hard time in my own life, and I think I was projecting a little. To be completely honest, it just came off as rude and desensitized to Taylor. I respect her so much as a musician that the last thing I want is people thinking I don't appreciate and love what she's done for music.
But he's apologizing to the fans. That's even more embarrassing.
He says, okay, that's the last of it.
He's scared.
This was not the last of it. He continued, hope you guys understand, don't drink and tweet. Don't drink and tweet. Not saving face here, but Taylor has been a force of nature for as long as we've all been growing up, and I admire that. I'm gonna go listen to her record now. I never want people to think I have a hint of malice or meanness towards anyone ever. That's why I'm saying all this. Everyone have the best day. This year has been an awful lot on me in personal ways that no one knows, and I've been trying to cope and balance too many things at once. So I'm going to take a breather from tweeting stupid stuff, finish my tour, and ground myself somehow in the midst of all this. I feel very, very blessed each day. Not taking it for granted and holding on to it has been so important to me. Okay, needed to get this off my chest. Y'all are the best, and I'll see you at Bourbon and Beyond.
You'd think he shot someone.
Is the cringe of the
You
week
would
over?
think that he shot.
This is our follow-up to Cringe of the
What is
Day.
of the week? Man, that like hurts, dude. Is this sarcasm? Is it satire?
Why does he sound more drunk in the apology?
Yeah, we got
seriously.
another 20 from Weary Traveler. Zach Bryan was always suspect. If you know, you know.
Okay, so the other
How?
thing, he's like, I've never had a hint of malice in me. I'm like, well, then you're not a real person. Everybody's had a hint of malice at some point in their life.
I always have a hint of malice.
Mary is
against
perpetually
someone
malicious.
or something. This is like what fuels me in life.
Some
So,
days we're doing the show. She's like, it's not malicious enough.
Yeah, we need to make it more toxic. But yeah, this is just like, have some balls. I'm begging you, please.
It's part of this whole like not to do that, to not have any balls, to like not be like to be. I'm never gonna be aggressive, or I'm never gonna be. It's like toxic masculinity. It's just like exactly what this is.
It'd been funnier if
he is. He's like anti
buckled
that.
at the first
immediately
sense
just
of
folded.
backlash. Like no, he didn't wait even 24 hours to reconsider. It's
Would have
just like.
been funnier if he's like, okay, I'm sorry. The Chiefs are better than the Eagles. I'm sorry.
That'd be if he let it off with
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah.
He didn't apologize to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It seems
So I'm waiting for another apology.
Because Travis Kelce doesn't have fans that are out there, attacking him.
Yeah.
And then all of the Swifties, of course, didn't accept this apology.
Because nobody ever accepts the apology. It's
saying,
worthless.
He's not sorry. He's only apologizing because of the backlash, which is true, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Which is
wouldn't
why
be
he shouldn't have
sorry
done
if
it.
he didn't get backlash, but also you're a grown-ass man and you're afraid of stan accounts on Twitter.
Right. Yeah.
Grow the F up.
Taylor Swift is one of those
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yo.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating
That's
the
great,
cats,
dude.
eat the cat.
Zach Bryan should perform this song.
I love it so much.
Anyway,
that should be
you were
so
saying something.
Taylor Swift is one of those celebrities where, like, I don't really care much about her herself. It's her fans that make me have an opinion on her. Like, they're annoying, so
force you
therefore
to.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're eating
Yeah.
the Zacks. Eating the Zacks.
it's like K-pop stands and then Swifties right beneath it.
Yeah?
As far as like people that are like violent on the internet that I try and stay away from.
Like, yeah, I think one of our only videos early on in this channel ever getting semi-traction, like semi-amount of traction, was something about K-pop artists having to serve in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because-
Because they're conscripted by force.
Yeah.
In South Korea.
Nice. Based. Dare say.
Some more replies. He just saw what the power of our Swifties did and needed to save his career.
That is the most authoritarian take you've ever heard in your
It's
entire
like
life.
sometimes
That
you meet
person-
someone and you just know they'd love to run a gulag.
Yeah.
Right?
That person right there, you know, what is it like I now refer to as longhouse communism, which is just women will run the world through sheer fear of ostracization
Yep.
and shame because social media has empowered them to do that.
Yeah, totally.
And the fact that the men who actually do have hot takes don't stand by them, right?
Taylor Swift is the Kim Jong-un of the music industry. I stand by that. She will stop at nothing to see the destruction of her rivals.
I can't believe he wrote that many things. The internet has existed for long enough now for anybody with a brain to understand that everything that you say isn't always meant to be taken literally.
Yeah.
And anybody with half a brain understood that he wasn't saying he's endorsing everything Kanye's ever done.
Bro is
Nobody in
28 years old.
Oh, you're too.
Bro was born in the 20th century and cares what Stan accounts run by children are saying about him.
Wow.
There's nothing more undignified. How is cyberbullying real? Once again,
My
just
guy.
close your eyes.
For someone like him, he likely has managers who say she has a lot of your fans overlap. This was a bad look.
That's not even true, though.
I bet you there's.
That's not even
overlap.
true. He's a country music artist. Taylor Swift has not been a country music artist for a long time
I
now.
still bet you
over
there's
a decade.
People who listen to Taylor Swift don't exclusively listen to pop music. I guarantee you there's overlap
So
there.
some of these deranged people are going to see his tweet and think, I have to pick between Zach Bryan and Taylor Swift.
That's what that's what his managers are probably telling him.
Like, if those people exist, F them. But I don't even think that there are people who think like that.
But I mean, artists like that in this space aren't really known for being overly controversial. Even if it is what we see as a stupid type of controversy, they're not in the business.
Some of these country
making,
singers are kind of ratchet in their personal lives.
Yeah, but that's not the same type of controversy. Controversy among artists is not the same thing as like a dude going out. Again, he got wordy with a cop last year who pulled him over.
He got arrested on charges of obstructing investigation.
Because I
last
think
year.
like somebody in his like convoy of like he pulled over with a friend got pulled over and he like pulled his car over and like argued with the cop, which is a great way to get shot if you're not careful.
Yeah,
so,
it's a terrible idea.
Like, I could be misremembering that, but he this is just what happens when you mix pop and country music.
So after Morgan Wallen got in trouble for saying the N-word drunkenly on a Ring camera, did he apologize?
Yes.
He apologized as well?
He did.
Someone surfaced Ring camera footage of him saying the N-word while he was drunk. Like,
They're like
not
pull,
even
they're like pull up his N-word.
like
video.
not in a menacing way, like at all. But he apologized. Like,
that's great.
Apologizing is so much worse of a mistake than the thing you said in the first place.
Yeah, for sure. Because it makes it seem as if you did something bad. That's all it is. Is this cancel culture is just a struggle session. It's just like you did something bad that the group didn't like. It's so managerial and so fall in line, authoritarian. I'm not like an anarchist at all, but like this whole thing of like we're gonna smash you down, nail that sticks up slightly and says they don't like this. It's so tiresome. It's like why do why do we do this? Why do you have to say sorry? It's just it's a humiliation ritual. You know what I mean? It's gonna make everyone pay more attention to it in the first place. That ever had heard that, they would never have seen that video had you not brought it to attention and showed everybody this and made everything worse.
If he was doing this for marketing purposes, he would have just left it be, but he clearly took it personally.
When that happened to Morgan Wallen, who was it that posted the footage? Because obviously
it went
this
to
is
TMZ.
Someone's private home.
It went to TMZ.
Some person sold their own Ring camera security footage to TMZ to try to ruin someone's life and career.
Yeah.
Like, you're just the scum of the earth if you do that.
Morgan Wallen hurls N-word after rowdy night out. Apologies. I promise to, you guessed it, do better.
I'm going to learn and grow and do better.
Returned home Sunday afternoon after a rowdy night out with friends, and he walked up his driveway and he hurled the N-word and other profanities all on video, and Wallen is remorseful. And then, of course, you just know that when he says it, they're like, he's not sad, he's just sad he got caught.
Yeah.
He's not sorry, he's just sorry he got caught.
Men are just so buck broken these days.
That's because
like, I would expect it from a woman.
It's because the mode of which you get famous now requires the type of content that women can manipulate, which is shame and rumor and social ostracization. It's very easy to be brave in a fight for 10 minutes. It's a lot harder to have to live down constant backlash and scrutiny if you're trying to do it as a celebrity where it's directly tied to your income. You're just more likely to bend the knee. And to Morgan Wallen's favor, it didn't affect him. He's like the biggest country artist in the world right now.
Well, sure, but I think if he had never apologized for that at the time, his career would still be just as good. Like he would be totally fine.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't.
There would be no hit to his revenue or his fan base, which is largely made up of people who, are probably, living in the South. Who don't care about that type of thing, who aren't easily offended. So who exactly are you apologizing to? People who never supported you in the first place, basically. And same for Zach Bryan. He's apologizing to people who never cared in the first place.
Yeah.
And just embarrassing himself to the world.
Just go back to work and continue on.
Just sing. Yep. Just that's your job. Just sing.
Do your job.
All right, let's go to some super chats there.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Thursday, Brett, Mary, Serge, and that tard Bertman. Brett might be joining us in a van down by the river. Is that part of the plan?
Yeah.
Going to the van down by the river. Okay.
Nice. I mean, if I had the money, I would do that.
Yeah, true.
We go there because you don't have money.
You can get a remote job in the van down by the river.
Yeah, I mean that's why I want to be part of the laptop class, because I want to be able to work down by the river.
Yeah, van life.
I mean, actually, okay, it's actually not true. I don't want to be part of the laptop class. I want to be part of the consultant class. I want to be the person who they're like, come in here and give us advice.
The desktop class?
It's not even, no, it's not even that. It's like, what it is it's the guy, they fly him in.
You run workshops.
Workshops, and you're like, hey, like we were talking yesterday about a futurist. His job is a futurologist whose job it is to go to companies and be like, this is what technology is going to be like in like 10 years. And this guy goes in and he tells these companies, hey, robots are going to be having sex with women by 2025. If any company paid for that advice, they're stupid.
So how do I get this job?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where you get that job.
You just need to have like radical self-confidence.
If anybody wants to hire
have Riz, like that's like any job.
If anybody wants to hire me to consult on how to develop like a mid-level podcast with like a okay following and like a decent-sized audience, I can give you advice on that.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll just say it in a really confident way.
I'll just consult on anything you do in life. Just be a consultant for anything you do. Like
it's like a dating coach.
Yeah,
like all of these people who call themselves dating coaches.
Life coach, career coach. I've been getting that recently, and like as far as like music stuff goes, like industry coaching within music. I'm like, yo, the music industry is not what it is. It is used to be in any way anymore. But I've been seeing a lot of that like coaching thing. It's like people's grift. It's just like, I'll teach you how to do this thing that I do and made money on.
Well, like
everyone's an expert.
If they're successful, technically it's not a grift, right? What if they give you good advice? It's like unfalsifiable, right? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't necessarily mean it's because the advice you gave is bad. Right. Maybe the advice just doesn't translate. Maybe you worked in one industry and they worked in another, and it doesn't necessarily, go one for one. See, I'm like working my way into.
That's how you gotta do it.
It's like, oh, I host a podcast. I too can give you advice on the financial markets. Just ask me.
Shane H. Wilder said Serge can come too. You're going to the van down by the river?
Studio down by the river.
Potatoes for
Studio,
Seamus
yeah.
said, hi, Beat, Mary, and Serge. All hail Shane H. Wilder.
And then there's one more from
And
Shane H.
Shane
Wilder.
H. Wilder said, don't forget Bertman Potatoes. He's with child.
And do
yes,
one
he
more.
fell pregnant.
You're with child?
No, my wife is. I had a good time. That's
Potatoes for Seamus said, hi, Bertman. Blessed be our new founded Bert baby.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's hold off on the rest. Let's come back after the fact. Let's talk about what's going on with Gen Z and just why the hell they're not drinking.
Yeah, so apparently Gen Z is drinking less alcohol than any previous adult generation before them. And a lot of people were posting about this, saying that it's a great sign for the future and they're making healthy choices. They're very conscious of their health, and this is why Gen Z is abstaining from alcohol. I, however, came to a more cynical conclusion, which is that they're actually turning to other self-destructive habits. And the fact that they're not drinking is merely a sign that they're not partying, which is also bad.
Yeah.
Not that partying is like the pinnacle of anyone's lifestyle, but social gatherings
It's a rite of
tend
passage.
to involve alcohol, and that is a huge reason why they're not drinking, because they're not seeing people, they're not interacting with people in the real world.
Is it
They're
just Galaxy
doom
Gas now?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get there, but like they're doing these crazy
Unironically,
trends.
yes.
Chroming. Okay.
What?
Chroming is another trend. They're inhaling toxic fumes with deadly consequences,
Nice. We're
getting
back to
hospitalized.
Nice.
And then
Super
Galaxy
90s.
gas as well. Like
Super 90s doing
Just-
inhalants.
Oh my
and
god.
they're inhaling
So
whippets.
retro.
Inhalants used to be for poor people. Not anymore.
Yeah, they're-
For teenagers.
They're
now.
ripping THC pens in their bedrooms alone. They're doing
Yeah.
mushrooms and other hallucinogenic drugs. And opioids, obviously,
Yeah.
is also part of it. SSRIs, Adderall abuse.
I think the key is it's alone.
Yes,
like the biggest
everything
thing.
they're doing.
All
No, the other
alone.
thing is like, so especially for, at least in my experience, what it is you use the Adderall to get you up in the morning and give you a reason to live, and then you use the opiates and the benzodiazepines to even you out before you have a heart attack from
Yeah,
it, and you wake up and you don't spend a single moment of your day unmedicated.
Yeah.
And that's a very dangerous precedent to set for yourself early in life. It's one thing if you're aging, you're an adult, you're well into adulthood, you're in your 50s or your 60s, and you got to take your blood pressure medication.
regimen. Yeah, it's very different.
Maybe you're on antidepressants at that point. Even then, I think a lot of people can make a very good argument that there's a lot of real world ways that you can work on that before you get there. But that doesn't mean that there aren't plenty of cases where people do need those medications. But it's a dangerous precedent that we've set now, where every generation becomes more medicated than the last, and they don't know how to go through and experience the unique hardships in life without some type of medication to help facilitate your path through it. So that's something that now, even outside of ibuprofen once in a while, I can't take anything because I was so mentally reliant on medications that even, once the dam has a small crack in it, it gives way to a flood. I can't do anything now. So I don't even like going to the doctor. Like when I dislocated my finger and it was bent sideways, I'm like, do I actually need? Because yeah, it's not good.
Well, a lot of people were commenting like, I don't believe this because I know Gen Z alcoholics, but the stats actually bear this out. 64% of legal drinking age Gen Zers in the US report not consuming alcohol in the past 6 months leading up to that survey. And you could say, oh, it's just because like most Gen Zers still aren't 21, but yeah, the ones who are 21 and up also say the same thing. And this goes for other countries as well, where drinking age is lower at around sometimes 16 to 18. They're also not drinking as much.
So on Sunday, we were driving through Middletown. We went through a college town. There was, however, a frat out front in lawn chairs with a big billboard that said, "You honk, we drink." So that was nice. I was like, look at those well-adjusted 20-somethings doing exactly what you're supposed to do if you're in a fraternity in college.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and they were being social and they were with their friends.
Socializing, exactly.
And all of those kids are going to end up being finance bros.
Yeah.
Through those relationships they make, inevitably.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's just that they don't represent the norm, apparently. They those kids that you saw the other day don't represent the majority of Gen Z, because the majority of Gen Z you're not going to see out in the real world because they are doom scrolling in their bedrooms.
Cloistered.
And there is a unique difference, like you said, between chemicals that are meant to be consumed in a group setting and things like, for me, and again, I'm just going to call back to my own personal experience, opiates uniquely targeted the worst of my personality traits, which is isolationist tendencies, which was never used around other people, used by yourself, alone, at home. And you take somebody who's already not going out a whole lot, and it makes it even more rare for that to happen. So you become more prone to, leaving the group and going home by yourself, which is where bad choices happen. A lot of bad things happen in that
When did you
respect.
guys start drinking? Like, what age were you when you started drinking?
Are you asking when I first had a drink or when I actively started?
I guess
drinking?
both.
First had a drink. My mom let me have a sip of beer when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I started, I was weird. I didn't really drink until I was like 20.
Okay.
Actually, one of my first beers, one of my buddies, his dad was a cop, and it was at like a month or two before my birthday, and his dad was just like, just have a beer.
Okay.
Like, no way, you're a cop, you let me have a beer. But like I was basically 21.
Yeah. But how about you guys?
Mine was probably young. I don't remember what it was. Wasn't like, I'm not from the United States.
Yeah.
I should say, mind you, as well. So I think it's a lot less like of a big deal.
It's not a taboo.
Not even at all. Especially like just like a beer at eating
Yeah.
food. Like I think that's probably okay when I was like, definitely by the time I was 18, because it's legal. That's legal age there. So I probably like 16, 15, 16. Kind of like when you're like kind of towards the end of male puberty, it becomes like okay for you to drink whenever you want, but obviously not whenever you want, but like with a meal or with your parents, but that's really the only time it's normalized. I wouldn't really be able to go buy a beer or anything like that. I would always be given with someone with supervision, essentially.
And you?
Older. I was so focused on skating that I didn't party at all until I was in my early 20s, but I probably had my first drink at 19.
Okay.
But I didn't go to a ton of things. I did, but not at the extent that a lot of other kids did, because I had other things that I was doing. But I had a healthy relationship with that type of partying, because it just wasn't something that I did excessively. But again, the thing was for me is I had alcoholism in my family, so I was real worried about that. And then the other shit just sneaks up behind you and kicks you in the face, So unfortunately, back when I had my problems, it was less known that those chemicals were as addictive as they were. Nowadays, you can't even get that stuff. You break your leg in there, and they're like, "Yeah, walk it off." Like,
yeah, man. I remember I scraped my toe. Like I stubbed my toe a little bit on like a door frame, and I was just trying to get Opana, and they wouldn't let me have it. I was like, dude, come on, like what the heck? I thought this was America, dude. I thought it's crazy though, because the overprescription has now made that like a joke to people, be like, "Ha, yeah, that's funny," because that's literally what it used to be like. It's wild that we ever deemed that okay and said that, and now we have all these movies coming out that it's not okay, but it's just like
there's a lot of documentaries that have been made about just how perverse the medical industrial complex was about
crazy,
opiates and stuff back in the 90s and the early 2000s.
How old were all of you when you got your first smartphone, though? Because I think smartphones are a huge part of this.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Like, first smartphone at what age?
I was probably 18, 17, 18. I was definitely over 18. This is probably in 2011, 2012. Yeah, 2011.
And Bertman?
About 18, 20, yeah.
Okay.
I'm older than you guys.
Yeah.
So they were, I had an iPhone, I think I had an iPhone 3 when I was in my mid 20s.
Yeah. But it's just like, at that time, you didn't have as much anxiety about
there was no
people seeing videos and photos from last night, you know, and that's a huge part of this as well. Everything is being documented.
I mean, even photos aren't as bad.
Photos,
I mean,
sure,
unless you're in unless something really bad happened, it's more like you said something really untoward while drunk, and that gets caught and then said. then taken out of context.
We used to have like some MySpace pages that were like burn books, and
Sure.
they would post like some pretty crazy stuff.
But like, what could you even get canceled for during the MySpace
Canceling
days?
wasn't
Like,
really
canceling wasn't a thing.
It was localized.
Yeah. It and like now.
Shit was so low res. You just say it's not me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who that is, bro.
And like now,
you're gonna have to hire CSI to zoom
you
in
can't
enhance, 'cause I don't know who
trust
that is.
anyone. You can't let your guard down, and anyone around you could be recording you, so you can't. You feel like you can't make any off-color remarks or say anything nasty.
Which is why everyone's on edge.
Yeah, everyone's.
No one feels
Everyone's
free to
edging?
be their
They're
real
edging
selves.
and gooning.
Everyone's edging. I think that's what I'm hearing from that.
Edging, gooning, and mewing.
Yeah.
And if you're in chat, you're mew streaking right now. Stop mewing. Stop mewing.
Your chin is fine just the way it is.
It's not fair.
Love
Stop.
yourself, King.
Love
What is
yourself.
Yeah, love
mewing?
yourself.
What's mewing?
Yeah. Mewing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
it's like something that Gen Z is doing to strengthen their jaw lines. They
Stop your mewing streak right now.
you press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, basically, and breathe through your nose instead of your
Like
mouth.
a normal person?
It's the new like you're now breathing manually thing to tell someone to stop your mewing streak. It's that's what I compare it to.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's what they're calling it, mewing. We talked about it on the show before, but I guess I also am not able to speak for Gen Z because I didn't drink until a week before my 21st birthday, and that happened to be in Ireland where it was legal anyway. And I'm also not the type of person who is afraid of like getting caught saying something.
Yeah.
We're just a different breed here. All
Yeah,
four of
I
us,
think
we're
so.
just like not the type of people who are afraid of
No.
I'm also not controversial. so it
getting
doesn't matter.
canceled or whatever.
I'm not controversial, so that doesn't actually bother me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also think like Gen Z, like the culture around weed, which is one of their biggest substitutes for alcohol, has changed because I think
Definitely.
it used to be social.
yeah.
Am I
very
wrong?
much so.
I
No,
feel
you're
like
right.
weed used to be
You're
a
right.
social drug, and now it's not.
Yeah. It's
with-
become way more introverted, I think.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Do you
THC
wanna
pens
do you
and
wanna explain
edibles that
that?
you
Yeah.
have at home, and like the dosages are much higher too.
Personally attacked right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
It is true because now you don't have to. There used to be you have to go and interact with somebody that was like your guy or your dealer essentially. Now you don't have that at all. They joke about that in like The Simpsons. You know how like they instead of having a dispensary setting where you go to like a store and you go buy it from some guy and you have all this like this super to anyone that's is super corporate. It's never used to be a thing and now it is a big thing. And the dosages are much higher, and people just tend towards saying, "Well, if it's easier for me to do this, I don't have to deal with that." And then it just kind of, it's not like it has promoted, cloistering yourself and like being inside in like the hikikomori type lifestyle. It's just that it makes it easier for people to go that direction with it, and so then a lot of people that wouldn't otherwise do that do. And then it turns the whole industry gearing towards that kind of use of the substance, I think. I mean, I wish it was just like, okay, it was legalized. You could just buy it in like a store or like in like the gas station or something like that. If it was like that, I don't think that we'd see this problem at all. I think we would then be treating it much more socially than they are currently. I don't know. But then again, it does, people say that it does make you more introverted in general. So I'm not really sure. It's an introspective thing for sure, but I don't know if it really translates that way.
I mean, I think that just the saddest thing about it is it means that, Gen Z has
They have
less
like no friends.
friends.
They have way less friends. I talk to a lot of people.
You're
friends who are
making
younger
less
than me.
memories with your friends.
Right. They're almost like personal core memories.
Like there's entire
no-
corners of TikTok that are about nostalgia posting for what it would have been like to be a college student in the
To have
early
friends.
2010s.
There's no-
like
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
there are like
It was pretty mid, fam.
There are like
It was mid.
aesthetic mood boards about what it would have been like to be a college student in 2012.
There is
Seriously.
no longer the Hobby Lobby class of women saying, "To the nights we'll never remember with the friends we won't forget."
Yeah. Yeah, that just it doesn't exist anymore, and it's a sad thing.
It's a sign of a declining culture.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways, and that's and all of those things, like whether we're talking about, like you watch any TV show from the 90s, the 2000s, if you have a show where the parents have teenagers, the kids going out and going to parties with friends and maybe getting caught at a party drinking a beer was part of growing up. And it was part of your evolution as a person to misbehave, get caught misbehaving, perhaps get away with a lot more than what they actually get you on. And that's part of learning what where the boundaries are and what it means to grow up. And as that doesn't happen, and as you just take more mind-altering substances for longer periods of time because it's more socially acceptable and your parents don't know about it because all you're doing is sitting in your room and consuming, that's bad. I do think that's bad.
Yeah, there's just no like pull towards adulthood and independence and what that represents.
Yeah, the thing about it is, you're right. It just satiates you. It makes you okay with everything, and that's like one of the main like criticisms I hear about it, which I totally agree with.
What do you guys think of like the Gen Z Zyn craze? Because obviously that's a much different substance. Like that's they're into like the stimulant aspect of it.
Before you get into it, I do regret to inform you that Zins has donated millions of dollars to Kamala Harris.
Bruh.
Yeah.
So is that why Tucker Carlson is like selling his own?
Yeah,
Zyn?
he's changing his name from Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, like I think he's like cornered that market because he's made it part of his brand that he's like always on nicotine.
Okay. Definitely.
I didn't know that. That's awful.
What is the name of it again? I can't remember. No. Oh. His new one. It already came out.
Let me look it up.
I don't remember what it was called.
Tuckies? I don't know.
It was. I was thinking it should be. I think it should be something like similar to Zyn,
nicotine.
maybe. But
let me look it up.
I don't believe in boycotts, but if I did,
yeah, I don't know.
I can't find it.
I don't know why Gen Z is going to be, why they are so into stimulants. Maybe because of video gaming.
Oh,
and
no,
wanting to play video games better. Or?
No, it's not just that. I mean, if they're also on antidepressants, which makes you, it doesn't make you happy. It just kind of makes you numb.
Yeah.
You need something that makes you feel any bit alive at all.
I think
does.
They need to lock in. They want to lock in, and everything is so disorienting and dizzy and like you're living in constant like brain fog that you like want to do stimulants like Adderall or nicotine or caffeine to like slamming energy drinks because you want to lock in and like feel reality. Yeah, I like that.
Look, I won't lie. I don't feel any pull towards the opiates anymore, even though I had a way harder time getting off those.
Nice.
It's a lot harder for me to say that that's true about Adderall and stimulants. I still, I still do have energy drinks and stuff like that. Again, like that's to say you're drug free isn't necessarily true, depending on how what they consider a drug. Caffeine is still technically considered a drug.
I'm West Virginia sober.
Yeah, it's very different than California sober, right? But if somebody was to put a plate of opiates in front of me, I could say no because the idea of having to go through withdrawal again terrifies me. Somebody did the same with stimulants. If somebody put a bunch of Adderall in front of me, that would take a lot more self-control. I could do it, but it would be a lot harder. So,
yeah, true.
I mean, the fact that we give it to kids is insane. I mean, it really is.
And then we're mad at them for not being able to sit still.
Yeah. I mean, part of that goes back to the public school system and how it's geared towards the learning styles of girls far more than it is the learning styles of boys, where you lock up a bunch of, children and you have a bunch of energetic young boys who want to go outside. They want to play in the yard. They want to get dirty. They want to go on the swings and they want to engage in the world.
Bad.
That is bad. And you shame them for doing that. And then you wonder why they're not learning. Why are they zoning out in school? And then you dump a bunch of, I
mean, I don't even know how I feel about that because obviously I'm not an expert, but like as long as modern pedagogy has existed, it's been in the schoolhouse with everyone sitting in rows, even when boys were the majority of students. So, and also like, I wouldn't assume that there was such a thing as recess, right? And academia was mainly
you were probably in shooting class back then. You were probably in marksmanship class back then.
Well, maybe the Prussians were the ones who made this whole system.
That's definitely not a thing anymore.
So
look, the fact of the matter is that women excel more in that learning pattern than men do, and that's echoed now in the fact that women are outnumbering men at college. Women are graduating college at higher rates than men now and are starting to out-earn men in the fields that require that type of education.
It's not just because of merit. Obviously, they're getting hired because of their gender.
But I'm saying, they excel in that learning environment far more. Like, again, I'm also a horrible example because I do have the attention span of a gnat. Olivia loves to do puzzles. I can start a puzzle for about 8 seconds, and then I'm like, too hard, can't do it. I'm stupid.
feel seen.
I'm done. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
the boys are struggling in that respect, and putting them on Adderall, all of them, is not the answer. Oddly enough, the show Jane the Virgin did a really good job covering this.
20 from Not That Jon Stewart. Tucker's new brand / company is called Alp.
Yes.
So his nicotine pouches are Alps.
ALP.
Okay.
In the show, her kid very clearly has severe ADHD, but they spend several episodes doing everything they can but put him on medication, and they wrestle with the idea of what it's going to mean to start drugging their child.
Another 20 from Jose Quintana as Pink Floyd screamed out, "Leave those kids alone. Long live PCC. Have a great weekend." Well, we're not on Friday yet.
Weekend yet. We got another episode tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, let's read some super chats. Mr. Joker said, "Who would you pick as your starter Pokemon?" I know nothing about Pokemon, so I have no answer.
No.
I know. I probably go Squirtle.
Florence Pugh,
You
because I
guys?
said she looks like a Pokemon earlier.
I don't know any of the new Pokemon. I don't think they count, so I would just say Squirtle.
Definitely Charmander.
Okay.
Pikachu.
Potatoes for
Is there a
Seamus
choice?
said, "What's the poll for today, Brett?"
There is none.
There is no poll.
There is no poll.
Any names for the baby yet, Bert? Also, Surgecast IRL.
Yeah, we've got some names. We got a pool for boy and girl, and
I want to know. If you're not gonna
Esmeralda.
say them on air, I want to know after.
All right.
Corey
Esmeralda's
Anderson
cool.
said Mary could kick Brett's 1T butt. Hashtag rage Mary rage.
But I don't have one T in my name. I'm not low T. I'm high T, Brett, because there's 2 T's.
I think
TT.
Just add it. I should legally go add a third one.
Brett would
Pretty
win
sweet.
in a fight for sure.
We'll have to do all those celebrity boxing matches. Eventually, they'll have to do Timcast boxing.
Yeah.
It's just all men versus women.
Yeah.
Misogyny boxing.
Like, let's be
Hey, that
honest,
sounds
Brett
like a
would
Mr.
win.
Beast show. That'd be cool.
Tacti Platy
The only
said,
person at the company I'd have the height and reach advantage on.
Tacti Platy said Bert, and then shrimp emoji.
Oh,
Crunch?
God. Oh, no. He was
What is
telling,
this?
Okay. He was telling me, you eat shrimp and you throw the tail away?
Okay.
I've seen this in person. He eats the tail.
Bruh.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm calling the cops. Stop doing that.
And he's like, protein.
Yes, and then he grabbed it from his wife, the
That's
tails,
not
and started
protein.
eating. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I don't think you understand how much
That's-
this bothers
That's
me.
actually
Keratin.
horrifying.
It is
not-
horrifying,
that's
yes.
not
You should
protein.
shame Tacti Platy for that.
That's not protein, bro.
It was
It's
Corey.
not.
It was. I thought it was. Oh no, it was
It's
Tacti.
shell tissue. It's like keratin. It's not good for you. It's like your nails.
Let's do 3 more.
I think.
Corey Anderson said, "Where is Dane Every Woman font?"
Where is that
working? I'm
He's
assuming.
very busy this week.
Interesting.
He also said, "Mary, do you enjoy a live baseball game? Hashtag Go Giants." Yeah. I mean, more than any other sport, but I don't.
I did
It's more
see
for the atmosphere.
Somebody saying baseball is better to watch live, worse on television. Football is better to watch on television, and worse to watch live.
Okay.
Interesting. Never been to a football game live.
And hockey is
I haven't
superior
either.
to
True.
both
That's
of
not true.
them.
I've been to an NFL game live.
Chris
Let's go.
L said, "Was watching a freebie and saw." I just did a cough because he wrote cough, and saw an ad for the People's Joker. It's $5.99 for rent on Amazon. Let's go. Review.
They finished it?
Should
Yeah.
we,
Oh yeah. No. It's been on Amazon for a while now.
Oh, wow.
Are we really gonna?
No.
We're not gonna.
No.
Review it,
Let's
right?
hold off on the rest. Let's come back. I'm putting my foot down. We're not doing that.
Thank you.
All
We
right.
have to draw a line
Yes.
somewhere.
Let's move on then, shall we? We've got more Gen Z dunking to do.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Actually, that's not even fair. That last conversation was far too mediated to
No,
be
it was
dunking.
nuanced and very fair and balanced. But bosses and business leaders everywhere are saying that their Gen Z hires are lazy, entitled, easily offended snowflakes.
I feel like Facebook sponsored this article.
Every boomer
Every
is just
boomer is
like,
just
yes, amen, and a women.
Back in my day.
I identify as a boomer.
But overall, Gen Z employees are entitled, easily offended, lazy, and generally unprepared for the workplace, according to their bosses. This assessment of workers born between 1996 and 2010 comes in a poll of about 1,000 business leaders across the country last month. The survey found that 75% of executives felt that most of the recent college grads they hired were unsuccessful, and 60% said that at least some of them had to be fired. The supervisors said they'll refrain from hiring Gen Z workers in the coming year, making the financial situation for the new college grads even worse. With Gen Z, they've got a ton of access to information, different content, news sources, and influences. So when they go into a company that has more traditional norms, you get a situation where it doesn't always mesh.
So they're like, so do I get to make my day in the life videos at this company? And they're like, we're not Google. You don't get to eat.
You don't get eucalyptus towels here.
Or matcha.
You don't get matcha.
Like, go to your desk, do your work. It's literally the meme of the guy walking in while all the girls are doing the stupid TikTok dance. He's just looking at them angrily as they do the TikTok dance, and he sits down to do his job.
Get out.
Yep.
Yeah, leaving for vibes.
Yeah.
Quitting because vibes. You know,
17%
I did like somebody...
of bosses believe Gen Z are too difficult to manage.
I do like the comment that Biden is quiet quitting, which is awesome.
Biden is honorary Gen Z.
He is.
Thank you. Why aren't you dancing?
Dance, monkeys.
Why do you think you're here if not to dance?
You're here to dance.
39% of bosses also said that Gen Z have poor communication skills.
That I believe.
Which is incredibly easy to believe.
Can't attest to that.
They
Which is
lack
funny.
charisma and personality.
They have no
No
riz.
riz.
They have
No
no riz.
you heard it here first.
They're not in tune with what it takes to impress others. It's not that they're not in tune with it. They just don't think impressing anyone is important.
Right.
Because they're nihilists.
Right.
Not really. I
Not
think
even
it's
that.
because they have this idea that they have inherent worth that others should recognize, and they shouldn't have to go out of their way
Disgusting.
to go above and beyond and prove
Disgusting.
themselves.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like they shouldn't have to prove their merit or their
was
worth
like
in
this
any way. There's like this. Just because I should just be looked at as a hard worker, even though I don't actually work hard.
What does hard work mean anyway? They ask
It's
philosophically.
a relative term.
It's like this
It
time
is.
early on in the show when I was listening to this song about this woman talking about loving herself, and I whined to Mary for about 20 minutes about how disgusting and evil it is to make music about loving yourself.
That's what all pop music is now.
It is.
And
Yeah.
it's just getting like
It
churned
is.
out and like pumped into the brains of these young people.
Have some self-loathing, like a respectable
Yeah.
person.
Like, at least if that is the attitude you take towards dating, for instance, like that wouldn't affect how you do your job, but you can't treat your boss like he's your boyfriend. You
True.
know, like
But
he's
you treat
he's not going to be there for you on your hard days.
but you treat the president like your dad.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's no sense of decorum.
Yeah, make America goth again. That's what I've been saying. Like, make everyone cry a little bit. You guys should, like, everything's been so, like, happy. And I don't mean happy in a good way. I even think music should be less negative than it is.
Sterile.
But everything is so sterilized. Everything is so, like, it's all so mean-tempered, I guess. I just
They also cite snowflakeism, where Gen Z is crumbling under pressure. It's almost like you have to walk on eggshells around them, being super sensitive while managing them in case you offend them, upset them, or push them too far. So you have to, as a boss, you have to gentle parent your Gen Z employees.
pretty much.
Into doing their job.
I've heard that from
God.
people. I've heard that from quite a few people.
And then they're
actually.
just thinking, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
I was just on a plane back from California for like 5 hours, and the person sitting next to me, I'm positive she was Gen Z. She was so anxious the whole time, not even about the flight, just about like sitting there and like.
How could you tell?
You could just tell like the body language.
Yeah.
And she had to go to the bathroom. I could tell because she's looking up, and I'm like, just ask if you can move.
No, it's literally like being too afraid to ask the teacher
Yes.
to go to
crazy.
the bathroom. Like,
Crazy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I really struggle to sometimes, and I feel bad because I struggle to understand it. But
especially me, I have zero fear of confronting people or even just having
you're far more disagreeable, and you're
Yeah.
far more prone to confrontation than at least
in
most
fact,
women.
I will say people seek it out with me.
Yes.
I was telling you about this situation I had on a plane recently.
Yes.
Off air. Like, people just want to start shit with me. I don't know what it is, but they look at me and they're like, I'm going to pick a fight with her today. And it doesn't go well for them.
Nope.
Like, I'm not the one. I'm not the one you want to play with. But yeah, on the same note, recently Matt Walsh kind of went viral for a take that he shared on his show about how adults should not take sick days from work. He says you should be embarrassed to take sick days off.
Should we listen to this?
Yeah, let's
side
take a
note,
listen.
On the sick day thing is and you know, this will be unpopular especially with younger people, but You shouldn't be using sick days, okay? I've used sick days maybe twice in 7 years, and in both of those cases, because I lost my voice and I couldn't speak, you can't blame me for that.
I mean, he should have been doing the other part. I mean, he's got to do other parts of his job, right? He should be writing out his next episode. He should have gone into work.
You can always
Impossible
work.
to do.
You can always work. There's something he could have been doing here.
Podcast when you can't speak. And even then, and anyone who has been watching the show for a while, you know this, I still came into the office and recorded a video
literally
with subtitles.
He gave everyone COVID that day.
Yeah, it's like
when I lost my voice.
Give everyone COVID to
generally
own
speaking,
the Gen Zers.
Again, I know this is unpopular, but sick days are for children, okay? They're for kids in school who are trying to stay home so they don't have to take a test that day.
I have, in my opinion.
Like, with rare exception, taking a sick day as an adult should be pretty embarrassing for you. Calling your boss and saying, sorry, I can't come in today, my tummy hurts, is humiliating. You need to be at work, okay? Adults don't have time to be sick. They don't have time for it. That's.
I mean, there's like a little smirk on his face because he knows everyone.
He knows his saying is
conversation with my kids recently, actually, because I was kind of under the weather.
I gave my kids Ebola.
And my kids were aware of that. And they said, well, so why are you going to work? I said, because I don't have time to be sick. Okay, I don't know. I can't be.
I mean, technically, if you have sick days, you literally have time to be sick.
Yeah.
So technically, he's wrong.
It's just like that Rambo movie.
Sorry, Matt, you're the logical
one. So wait,
here.
Serge, you vehemently disagree, obviously. So.
Yeah, I do disagree.
What's obviously there's dry humor here. I don't believe for a second that he
Serge,
this.
give us your rebuttal.
It's like Rambo, and the guy is like, he gets shot. He's like, I don't have time to bleed. It's like it's a ridiculous. To me, it's just like, dude, like, okay, like, come off it, man. Like, there's no way you really believe this, because I guarantee if you had someone in your workplace who was sick, you wouldn't want them coming in and lowering the productivity of your entire workforce because one person was sick and you told them to come to work and made the entire workforce sick. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's not. It's just one of those things where they feel like he's just trying to flex.
This was it's not even to flex. This was designed.
A little bit.
Well, I'm going to go to work no matter what. I'm going to try and go to work, but I'm not. That's what he's trying to say. But the way of saying you should feel bad taking sick, it's like, okay, sure, but. You know, there's a reason why we have them. They're not just because we're just trying to own they're a Gen Z thing. No, they're not a Gen Z
Only
thing.
Gen Z gets sick.
This is
what? Like, I just don't.
Video engagement.
I agree with his
bait.
sentiment, but I don't agree with what he's saying. You know,
it's video engagement bait.
Yeah, it is. It's just rage bait. That's what
video
a lot of
engagement bait, and it's masterfully done.
Yeah, it is.
Because all the responses were like, and he knows he leans into this because if we were to say the same thing, people would say the same thing back. They'd say, "Get a real job."
You're just a podcaster.
Yes.
You don't have a real job.
You just show up every day and turn the camera on and go, right? So look, whatever. That's fine. Like I'm very blessed to not have to do like a blue collar job. I don't have to work with my hands every day. But the thing is you have to have a lot of respect for people who do that. But on the other hand, if you want to engagement bait on Twitter, what you do is you make this clip and then you post it, and you fell right into his trap, which is why he's the one who's got the podcast.
But in practice, what this looks like is Brett giving me strep throat.
Yes.
So
right.
I feel
Literally.
like I have to disagray with Matt here.
Yeah.
I was very
because I
confused.
literally come to work sick. Yes.
Bro literally gave me strep, and he was like, maybe it was something else.
I think I'm just a boomer when it comes to work.
Yeah.
Well, I think you should go to work.
But you
if
can
you
work from home too.
Yeah, there's other
as
stuff
a
you can do.
writer.
You don't have to go to a workplace to get everyone else sick and be like, well, I'm really a tough man so everyone's sick.
Maybe you guys should work on your immune system.
Here's something
Did you ever
even
think about
worse,
that?
though. Okay, Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh is one of the most famous Gen Z actresses in Hollywood. And recently she talked about how she's taking an acting break. And her reason for that is not health issues or anything like that. It's because she wants to reestablish her work-life balance. She was too worried that she was focused on work, not enough focusing on enjoying her life.
Well, that's what you call a champagne take. Somebody who's got the money to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, she calls herself a work maniac, saying she feels absolutely exhausted. But now she wants to have a long-term career and is taking a hiatus to focus on just living her life.
It's funny because it's easy to dunk on them, but I would never want the career path that they've chose because you live a life of consistent uncertainty. Like you don't know when the next role is going to come.
That goes for the smaller time actors. I think Florence Pugh has enough money where she's just like resting on her laurels.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the average actor doesn't have the ability to do that. They have to take every opportunity they can, lest one doesn't come. You know, you're off TV for if you're not in like a major production, you're not like an actor that's on one of these big budget Hollywood network shows. If you're the star of the show, you've got job security, at least up until the show gets canceled. If you're an actor who's known for being a guest star, you have to consistently get spots, lest you be out of the public eye for an extended period of time and you don't get any work.
But at the same time, like, I remember Sydney Sweeney saying something similar, like, oh, like, this is so hard because I'm 26 and I can never stop working because it's so hard to afford to live out here in my mansion in Calabasas.
Yeah, right.
Like, bro, you didn't need to buy a mansion in Calabasas to be a working actor in LA. Like, that's not what's happening for the majority of your competitors. And to say that you have to continue working, that's literally just people's like, this is everyone's life. Like, you have to continue working until you retire in old age. That's life.
Nerdy Film Girl in the chat says, I mean, she did a lot and does choose more serious pieces that are emotionally draining. Look, I get it, and I tell Mary this all the time. I said, I don't underestimate or undervalue how much actual work goes into being an actor, because until you actually try to do it, you don't realize how hard it is, right? Like, you don't notice it when it's good, but you certainly notice it when it's bad acting. And that might be true that you choose a role that's emotionally draining to you because it requires a lot. But the problem is that putting that sentiment out there to the general public who has to wake up every day to go to some job that they consider to be soul-sucking, they're not going to have any sympathy for you. They're just not. That doesn't make it right, but they're not going to. They're just never going to.
Yeah, well said.
So it's and to be fair, she's probably not phrasing this expecting sympathy from the public.
Well,
in any way, shape, or form.
Florence Pugh phrases nothing.
You know what we need to do?
Sympathy,
you know what we need to do? We need to have Matt Walsh talk to her.
Yeah,
like
they need to have a discussion.
If we can just get Matt Walsh to give her a call and be like, look,
grow up.
It's time to get back to work.
You better work, bitch.
You're an adult. It's time to work.
All right, let's finish up our super chats. Greg Duvier said, sorry, will not be able to watch live. Bertman, congrats on being future father. Serge needs to talk again on IRL. Need your fact checks. Also, hi, Bert and Mary. Let's go.
There can't be two Berts in one show.
Bert.
Yeah.
Not
Thank you.
Bert. Shane H. Wilder said, as long as no one ever sees the dank memes I DM Brett and Bertman late at night, we're all fine.
They're pretty dank.
T-Bone said, Serge and Bert, my fave guests. Serge, it was great to see you in West Virginia. Bert, now I gotta meet you at the next event. Serge, next time we have to get a pic.
I should be there.
You gonna have a meet and greet line at the next one?
How much for an autograph?
I just have like PTSD from like watching iDubbbz do that to Tana Mojo. So like I just
Oh my gosh,
I can't
yeah.
do that. But you can just come grab me. It's all good.
What would you do
I'm
in
a normal
that
person.
situation?
I don't know. I was just like shocked.
I think I would do the thumbs up.
Yeah.
I think I would just do the thumbs up and be like, yeah. I'm gonna
thumbs up?
just roll with this.
I do the love hand signal. Trying to bring this back because it's like the '90s. We're doing inhalants again. We're doing love saying. We're doing like the whole candy thing.
It's not devil horns. It's
no.
This is double horns. This is I love you.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
okay.
It's very softcore right here. Just
Sorenko Productions said Lady Gaga may not be trans, but Brigitte Macron is. Do you guys believe that conspiracy?
I don't know. It's like like we were talking about the whole transvestigators thing.
She does have a lot of transvestigators. That's for sure.
P-Tran says Serge Conwen. That's a great name.
Serge Con.
Serge Con.
Like, did you see the ad I posted the other day for the old Surge soda commercials?
Oh yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah.
I like those.
God,
it's really a shame that Mountain Dew won the market share there.
We used to be a country.
We did used to be a
Potatoes
country.
for Seamus said Matt Walsh new movie. What is a gay? What is a Brett?
Yo.
I mean,
what is a Brett? That would be a wild movie.
The next question that doesn't have an answer.
The next question for humanity.
You have to watch this ad. This is what you need to buy the rights to Surge soda and start.
Wait, are we
releasing
gonna
your
get
own-
copyright claim?
No, this is a commercial from the '90s, so
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna get. I said, if this isn't how you sell me your diabetes drink, I don't want it.
Okay.
The 90s were unhinged.
Yeah.
This is like...
Yo, that's so weird to hear. Imagine hearing your name like Mike or just screamed out like that. It's a weird feeling.
Like, why did the guy just stay in the line of the barrel?
Surge. It's a fully
Winner
loaded
gets the
citrus
drink.
soda with carbos. Feed the rush.
Feed the rush.
Feed the rush.
Dude, it's weird
Whoever
hearing.
made that, the whole ad campaign is just a bunch of kids who look like they're homeless being forced to battle for a bottle of Surge.
Yep.
Whoever was in charge of that ad campaign was a genius.
Yeah.
We
And
need to
had
find
his
him.
finger on the pulse of the 90s.
Dude, that was funny is Mountain Dew won the market share, and they were saying, "Oh, it's got too much caffeine. It's bad for you," or at least about Surge. But Mountain Dew has more caffeine in it than Surge did.
Here's another. Just look at how unhinged these people were. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's sweet.
It's got the siren.
Look at that fidelity in the image. Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Just spray. It's like riot
weird.
control.
It's really weird for me.
It was like a water Gatling gun.
Like, imagine them saying Brett.
Yeah.
The quality is ass.
It's so weird.
Loaded citrus soda with carbos.
With carbos,
What is carbos?
carbohydrates.
Carbohydrate. It was a good thing back in the 90s.
Right, they doubled it was like all the sugar. What was it? There was something where they were bragging about having sugar, but at the time it wasn't high fructose corn syrup. It was sugar. So
Sure, yeah.
that's kind of cool.
We used to be a country.
We used to be a country.
Not
Until high
that Jon
fructose corn syrup.
Stewart said Brett is now gay from watching Agatha. Sorry, bro. 07. It's been nice knowing you.
Nah.
This is the era of gay Brett. Shane H. Wilder said wine ants are why we sadly got Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Again, like the other thing is like I watched that show knowing that it's not made for a demographic for my demographic. Going into that, it's somehow harder to understand why they would make Star Wars that way. Like
Yeah,
making
definitely.
an Acolyte show for that demographic makes even less sense.
Acolyte wasn't for wine ants. It was for like chronically online teenage girls.
Yeah.
And we saw them and their rage after it got canceled. Potatoes for Seamus said Brett confirmed PSYOP. That's it. Pack it up, folks.
I knew that people were.
It's over for Brett.
They were like, "Why didn't I?"
Wait,
just
what do
call
you
it-"
mean? Why?
What do you mean?
Like, why are you a PSYOP? Like,
Because I didn't say Agatha was the worst thing ever made. I just
That's
said it
it?
was bad and not for me. Remember, hyperbole is what's like rewarded on the internet. So I should have been like, it's the worst thing ever made.
Yeah.
it made me want to kill myself.
If I had said that, people would have been like, stunning and brave.
That's so stunning and brave, Brett. Not that Jon Stewart said we all owe the People's Joker an apology. I think I read that one.
Yeah.
Shane H. Wilder said, and people wonder why we can't get people in church. As Hank Hill said, Christian rock ruins both Christianity and rock.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The-
It's like any multi-tool. You have a terrible
Red
one of this
Dragon.
tool and terrible this tool.
not
all in
Red
one.
Dragon said she did her best. I don't know what else to say.
It's not as bad as like the Christian Ice Spice lady.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
The Christian Ice Spice rapper. She's like she tries to be like Ice Spice or Sexy Red, but she's a Christian artist, and it's really bad.
Okay.
Nice.
I actually die of cringe and am resuscitated every time I watch it.
Does she twerk?
Wow.
No.
Why would you ask that?
That's all
Why
I
is that
know.
your
That's all I
advice?
know what Ice Spice does.
Yeah, that's pretty much all
Yeah,
Ice
that's
Spice
it.
does.
Yeah, there's the whole coprophagia claims too. You know.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What claims?
Well, we can talk about it after the show.
Okay.
It's funny though. It's funny.
Shane H. Wilder said all he had to do was say, I said what I said. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mute
Or
the post,
nothing.
my guy.
Yeah,
Mute
yeah,
it.
seriously.
Mute notifications and
Unused.
move on with your life.
Super unused.
Red Dragon said they traded booze for Galaxy Gas. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
true.
Is it actually called Galaxy Gas?
It's literally called
Yes.
the brand name Galaxy Gas.
I thought
It's
you were joking.
flavored. No, I'm
Wow.
being totally serious.
And
You
could
can
buy
just
it.
like buy this at a store,
Yeah.
or like where is it coming from? Like where do you
It's
find
probably
it?
coming from China, but you can buy it pretty much anywhere.
Is it designed to be ingested that way?
Yeah, and you can actually use it for its purpose to be flavoring cakes and stuff like that. You can use it for that, but you know.
Oh, I see.
Who does?
That's why it's legal.
Who does exactly?
I got
That's why it's
it.
been legal. That's why
It's just
I
called off-label
laughing gas.
use.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
a water pipe for tobacco use only. wink.
Exactly.
Pat the Plumber said Bertman is a cultologist.
Yes, I am.
Nice.
You study cults.
About halfway, a little under halfway to a third crisis party, guys. Just saying.
JS just saying.
Just saying.
No bigs.
Casually.
Do with that what you will.
We have a 20 from the Manic Mustache. Late as usual, but apropos to genetic engineering, I just finished curing my first leather. Brother Billy is getting better at his woodworking, and Mrs. has started a list of names for the red battle pandas, taking submissions. Got any name ideas there, Brett? I know you're invested in this project, so.
Scarlet Weapon.
Okay.
Nice. That's cool.
Nice. Alvin McGoth said, I do a lot of drinking at the club and alone in bed. Smiley face.
I mean, in the thread that I was reading, it was like r/millennials about how nobody's like Gen Z isn't drinking. He's like, I woke up with my fair share of like parking cones on my head. You know, if you don't have
I just don't get drinking alone.
Yeah.
Like I never
really.
understood that. I would never do that.
I could speak for the dance music world. There's not a lot of like younger people kind of getting into dance music, and it's harder for a lot of newer artists to find market share. Really, there's not a lot of people that are going to like the club, as you would say, whether it be in hip hop or whether it be in dance music or whatever it might be, would be top 40 or underground music. There's way less young people than are ever having.
That's weird because I see Charlie XCX on tour with Troye Sivan, and like this is just like club beats, but it happens to be in a stadium,
right?
And
the thing is that there just are less of those events happening.
Blade and
Blade, all those guys. Yeah, there's just less events happening, and then just like it's a smaller niche of people. It doesn't seem like it, but in reality it is.
It does feel like
across the market. There's less folks on it than there was like 5 years ago.
Post-COVID,
I think so. I think it's a big lull in that for sure. Because they kind of the post-COVID boomed. And the card now, it's now like kind of okay. The excitement has kind of died down, and we're kind of settling back to find our equilibrium. But
did you see that video of the pit at that Green Day concert?
Oh yeah. What was labeled that?
What the fuck was that?
I mean, even Tyler the Creator.
There were literally just people jogging in a circle at a Green Day concert in 2024, and for some reason Serena Williams was there.
I mean, their knees are probably bad, and they had wild hits.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And then just some people in the center,
sponsored by Icy Hot.
just why? Midnight Rider said, "Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro." I don't know what you're drinking to, but go off. Tacti Plani said, "There's a photo of me at 17 puking in a toilet drunk."
I mean, that's not going to lose you a job.
Vibes.
No.
That's just vibes.
I mean, if it's posted on your Facebook back in 2010, maybe.
Yeah, Brad Summer. Happens.
Brad Summer happens to the best of us.
It happens.
We have a 20 from...
All you have to put is the caption is this wasn't a work night.
Yeah.
Yeah, just caption it.
But they don't... I mean, that's not really the reason why it would cost you a job, right? It's the fact that you would post it that would cost you the job. We got a 20 from Il Million. Brett, you said my name. Oh,
I think it was
Allie.
Allie, yeah.
Allie said, Brett, you said my name correctly. Sorry. Thank you for showing Donnie. The kids were stoked. Brett, you are right about Adderall. My son has ASD and ADHD, and he is not medicated. There are a lot of vitamins out there that are safe. PCC forever.
Yeah, and a lot of it is developing a strong routine and techniques to help deal with it, which is what I had to reteach myself after I got off all of the meds. That was a big part of, we dunk on therapy as it's over discussed in the culture. But when I got out of rehab, I did dialectic behavioral therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy and worked on finding ways to deal with the fact that I have no attention span. And a lot of that comes down to having a strong routine, which is beneficial if you live that way every day, but it can be a problem when your routine gets disrupted. It's all about learning to adapt with those things.
Mm-hmm. Sorenko Productions said, compiled some of the Chapel Roan parodies for y'all.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Christian rock ones? I don't know if we want to live through that again. Shane H. Wilder said, drinking has always been a social experience. everyone I've known who drinks alone are using it to cope with things, which is never a good idea.
Yeah. Like that was, I never understood the drinking. It always felt to me like that was like a sign you'd given in.
Yeah.
Or like, okay.
Which might be putting too much.
There's like the stereotype of the guy who comes home from work and has his after work beer.
Yes.
That's me,
That's
man.
different. Yeah.
It's a little different.
Or like, having a single glass or a single
mom has a glass of wine in the bubble bath.
a
Like
finger.
whatever.
You have like your finger of whiskey when you get
whatever it
home.
may be, but drinking alone in general, kind of a red flag.
I got really into whiskey like 2 or 3 years back, and like I started drinking some at home, and I was literally just like exploring it. I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then at some point I was like, I'm doing this by myself. This isn't really that fun. Why am I
Not
doing
a
it?
social thing.
Yeah, I also can't use my phone if I'm drinking. So
Yeah.
like that's part of why I like doing it socially, because then I wasn't going to use my phone socially anyway, but it also makes it literally impossible because I hate like looking at my screen.
Right. Yeah.
Corn Pop said Mary said corners. Okay. Midnight Rider said drank from 14 to 16, then stopped until I was 26.
Hell yeah, brother.
Interesting. I wonder why you started again.
I can understand why, man. Hell yeah, brother.
Big Dave said have cup of black coffee on Brett. Wait, what? I don't know what that means. Shane H. Wilder said I don't see Zins as a big thing. People have smoked for decades. I say this with a Zin in my mouth. Well, it's definitely like part of the.
Well, you're supporting communism now, so I do with that what you will.
Zins are commie.
Pinko commie.
I find it kind of ironic that Zins donated to Kamala Harris' campaign. You said, but the Democrats are the ones that were trying to ban it. And
no, Trump did
cigarettes. They ain't trying to ban any.
Chuck Schumer was the one
There
who
you
was
go,
talking about it. I think. But
I mean, I literally read that as like a tweet. That
never
for all I
went
know, somebody
anywhere.
made that up.
No, I remember like watching the video of Chuck Schumer specifically.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Zins donated to Kamala. I read that as a tweet. For all I know, that's fake. But
I hope it's fake for my own sake.
I'm fact checking myself now.
I don't know if anything could make me boycott Zins.
Well, what about Alp? Are you going to start using those? They come out in November.
I guess I'll try.
They come out in 6 and 9s.
I'll give it a
I don't know what that
try.
means, but
6 milligrams.
But is he gonna have all the flavors?
I have no idea. I'm not a spokesperson for Tucker Carlson.
Tucker,
not
really?
I love this.
I thought you were.
Headline: Tucker Carlson starts a nicotine pouch company after deciding that Zin is quote not a brand for men.
Okay.
Swag. What a way. Dude, that's
So Zins are for girls, so I can keep zinning.
He's looking at it and he's like, beta.
That's so funny.
But there are other brands already. There are other brands of
here's
nicotine.
more. He says, starts his own nicotine company. He says, Zin is run by, quote, humorless left-wing drones.
Nice.
Okay, he's really playing it up too much now.
This is nice. I like this angle. He's coming.
He says,
hard bass dad.
the truth is, so somebody should do this in the Tucker Carlson voice. The truth is, Zin is a powerful work enhancer. And also a male enhancer, if you know what I mean, Tucker Carlson said in October.
What?
Yes.
Wait, is he saying that Zin isn't a substitute for Viagra
I think
right
he's saying
now?
it's an aphrodisiac. Yes, that's what I believe he is saying.
What?
He's endorsing his own product as that.
I've never been more focused in my life than with Zin.
This is their response. They say, well, we understand that these may be Mr. Carlson's views or made in jest. These statements lack a scientific foundation, the company said in response. Given Mr. Carlson's popularity and reach, these statements could promote a misunderstanding and a misuse of our product.
Okay. Rhaegar Targaryen said, I once chugged a third of a bottle of Remy Martin Visop in Hong Kong for no apparent reason. This was mild for sailors visiting town on Liberty. That's intense. Yeah. Corey Anderson said, if a woman goes through all of the effort to get ready for a night out with them chesties on display, men should be able to say nice tits as a compliment. That's kind of out of nowhere. I don't know what that had to do with anything we were talking about, but okay.
Sure,
you
buddy.
put in the work. I just want to tell you did a good job, and you're getting all mad at me.
Okay. Shane H. Wilder said, Maya make America emo again. I don't know if that's gonna stick, but I agree with the message.
Tucker Carlson makes up claims Zinn donates to Kamala Harris to hype his new nicotine brand.
According, so it wasn't even true.
According to the Daily Dot.
Wasn't
of course
even
it's
true.
from the Daily Dot.
Dr. Larcena said, no, it's not the Gen Z have no Riz. They have Skibbity Ohio Riz.
Wow. That is...
Fighting
seriously?
words.
That's
Those
an
are
insult,
fighting
right?
words.
That's an
Yeah.
insult.
Skibbity Ohio Riz is like, dude. That's yikes. That's yikes.
I'm doing...
You use more brain rot than actual Zoomers.
Yeah, probably. I probably consume more of it as well, to be quite honest with you.
I've got the numbers here. I've done the research. Are you
All
ready?
right.
Okay, so it says the North American affiliate of Swedish Match, because that's the company, the manufacturer behind the popular nicotine pouches, has consistently contributed primarily to Republicans. According to the nonpartisan campaign finance watchdog Open Secrets, Swedish Match's North American Political Action Committee gave $42,500 to Republicans in the 2024 cycle, compared to $18,000 to Democrats in 2020 and 2022. It doesn't list their numbers for Democrats in 2024.
Thank you.
They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dog.
It says they've given no money to Kamala Harris.
So Tucker is just making shit up.
It says, yeah.
Making shit up to market his own.
It says Philip Morris International, which purchased Swedish Match for $16 billion in 2022, is not exactly a major Democratic donor either. So, you know, yeah. The
so
cycle...
keep zinning, I guess, is the response, right?
Yeah, I was going to anyway, but thank you
Nice.
for the confirmation. Actually, maybe I should boycott because they're donating to Republicans.
Nice.
You actually do Zins?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
She's been zinning for a minute, bro.
I didn't know. Nice.
There are so many zinners
hey.
here. Zin gang.
All
Corn
right.
Pop
I'm not
said,
in the
let's
gang,
go,
though."
Mary. Let's go. Shane
Let's
H.
go.
Wilder said, Mary over here going, you don't want this smoke. Yeah, they don't.
Facts.
Tiny Flatty said, amateurs, I went to work with Coof. No one got sick. Well, as long as you don't tell anyone that you got the Coof, then no one's going to get it.
Yeah, who's going to mistake it for a cold, man?
Shane H. Wilder, Red Snow said, where do I apply for Gulag Manager?
Unironically, all Western women right now.
Yeah.
They're like,
for
how
real.
do I sign up to punish everyone
Well,
else?
you just go to Google's website and look for the careers.
You go to gulag.com and check the career tab.
That's why Google's so close to Gulag. It's just change a couple letters around.
Shane H. Wilder said, I hardly ever take off, so I have 400 sick hours.
Nice.
Oh, so they like build up over time.
Bro,
That's sweet.
You should message that to Matt Walsh and offer some of your sick days, because clearly he doesn't have any.
You have some to donate.
Yeah.
Corn Pop said, Serge, you look terrible. Cut your hair, bro.
I already said that I would do that. So, okay. Corn Pop says I will obey.
Don't let him bully you.
This
into
is
cutting
Corn
your
Pop.
hair.
This is Corn Pop, guys. You guys know what Corn Pop did to Joe
Bad
Biden.
guy.
You know?
Shane H.
Like,
Wilder said, hey,
that's why
Serge,
Joe Biden is like he is
Serge
right
cut
now.
his hair back in episode 300. He's good. I asked
yeah.
you if that was the last time you cut your hair, and you said no comment, so
It is the last time I cut my hair.
I'm going to just make, yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a while now.
Yeah. Rhaegar Targaryen said, screaming Brett doesn't sound as cool as randomly screaming Serge for no apparent reason.
It's true. I accept
I
that.
don't remember the last time I screamed.
Brett just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Oh, in the yeah. It's
Barrett said, can't wait to see Mary on TC IRL tonight. Serge, make sure you adjust her microphone for her.
weird. I don't think I need to.
What was the
I
problem?
usually adjust the mics for people that are like really don't have any understanding of what microphones do. And
So how's it going?
Was I too quiet last time?
No. She's just pointing out that during the show I have to get up and move the mic. So I've set them up for the show, and then people just fidget and do this, and then they're talking over the microphone.
I like to think I have good microphone etiquette.
You do.
At
Yeah,
this
you
point.
do. You host a show. Most people that host shows and stuff, you find I won't have to do that. But if you don't host a show, I have to be like, hey,
Yeah.
I told you, do this.
But
And
some
they're like,
people,
"Oh, okay."
even people who do,
Yeah, I don't
they
understand.
don't get it. So
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know who said that I was on IRL tonight, but it is true.
Yes,
The
true.
rumors are true.
Rumors confirmed.
Shane H.
Wait,
Wilder.
yeah, I was just like, did you post about this earlier?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who said that.
Damn.
Shane H. Wilder said the critics' review of PCC will be out tomorrow. See what critics think of the show. Oh, I'm scared.
Dun, dun,
I don't know what they're gonna think. Omega Red Fan said liquor drinks at sports games are $35. Drink to that, bro. LOL. Yeah, a lot of the people saying like
$35?
Gen Z drinks less because Gen Z is broke,
Yeah,
which is also
true.
understandable.
That's ridiculous.
You can go do Edward 40 hands now for barely more money you did when I was in college. Okay,
We got a pregame, man.
You don't know about boozeflation.
Yeah, boozeflation. Yeah, Edward 40 hands is a fun Saturday night.
And
That's a rite of passage.
No,
It
and
used
here's
to
the
be.
other thing. It all evens out. You know why? Because they can't afford food either. So drinking on an empty
nice.
stomach means you have to consume less of it. It all evens out.
Right, and you buy Zyn instead.
Yeah.
Good idea. Nice.
Taxi
Sensational.
Platty said, Mary, can't pronounce that, Facebook wasn't a thing when I was 17.
Facebook? Yeah, but MySpace
You're
was.
lucky.
So is Bebo.
Professor
Friendster.
Freakoff said Mary's a Zinner. Yes, confirmed. Potatoes for Seamus said Mary, when's the Taco Bell and Zin wedding? Never?
Generation.
Shane H. Wilder said
Repent for your
Zin
sins.
is literally made by Procter and Gamble.
He corrected himself.
Gen
later. It was
Zin.
not. It was
It is not.
Philip Morris.
Gen Zin.
That's a solid one.
Hey, it's what it is.
That's
Everyone
good.
in
Yeah.
Gen Z is Gen Zinning.
Yeah.
Corn Pop, I'm not reading that. Shane H. Wilder said, my bad, Philip Morris, F it, they're all the same. How did
They
you
are.
not know Mary Zins, Bertman? If you ain't zinning, you ain't winning.
I don't know, man. She
Facts.
does her own thing. I don't.
Yeah, he's not like keeping tabs on me.
Timcast is a decentralized
I'm impressed.
network.
I'm proud of you.
I mean, it is
We're a decentralized network of
Yeah.
Russian assets.
Correct.
High Voltage 75 said episode 700 Serge shaves his head round 2. Let's go.
Let's go.
What if I just
Would you
shave
do it?
I mean, when is the episode again? 695?
It's next Thursday.
Yeah.
Next Thursday? Maybe. I might get mad this weekend to cut it off. I have to play
Get
some music.
mad?
Do you plan it out?
Not really. I kind of just whenever
It's
as
like
soon
a
as it
moment
pisses me
for
off-
you?
Yeah, literally.
Time to
that's-
get mad.
That's how it's always. If it gets in my eyes or something, then I'll be. But lately, especially yesterday, I was like, wow, this is annoying me. So
Well, if you don't this weekend,
Sure, then I'll do
maybe
it
we
this
should do it on the show.
sure, okay.
Nick C said it's the owner that donates large amounts to Kamala and Dems, not the company itself. The article that Bart read is purposefully misleading.
It was the Daily Dot.
readers.
So that, I mean, but then they're also being misleading because it's the owner from a personal account. So technically,
Yeah.
both of them are being misleading.
Yes.
Fake news.
Everybody's
Interesting.
fake news.
Weary Traveler said reject e-girl, return to emo.
I agree.
Yeah,
True.
I would agree with this message.
Yeah.
Red Snow said, gotta name a battle panda Space King for praising.
That's actually a
That's not a
battle
bad
panda named Space King is a great name.
Yeah. Not that John Stewart said, I have 3 weeks of paid vacation and 6 days of PTO. I hardly use any of it, but I'm using it this weekend to see Phil in Detroit. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
hell
what's
yeah.
the difference between paid vacation and PTO?
Same
So-
diff.
Sounds like it's the same diff.
Ashley has this where it's PTO. It's basically your vacation or sick time. It's just whatever. That's
Oh,
just
okay.
the pool, and then you use it as you wish.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Potatoes for Seamus said, Shane H. Wilder, what position would you give me in the merry oligarch regime, I think? And what would Brett hold? Brett would be going in the gulag immediately. But yeah, that's for Shane to decide. Potatoes. Not spelt Dylan said, comment. I don't know. I just got here. Thanks
Well,
for being
hello.
here. Ali Million said, I swear Gen X is the last gen that had it the best.
Yeah, millennials had it okay up
Yeah,
until
Gen
good,
Y.
man.
Gen Y all day.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Everyone forgets millennials. Gen Y.
Millennials had a good time in
Oh, yeah.
college.
Yep.
We're Gen Y.
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine with being I really do believe technological advancement should have stopped just before you got phones with the internet. on
Right.
your-
Life was
Full
good up
2000s,
until
yeah.
right around when I remember like getting that phone. It just
No, I'm
Smartphone.
I'm even fine with there's just never should have been unlimited data
Yeah.
on your phone. You should
Yeah.
not have access to the internet everywhere you go. You should have stopped it at maps on your phone.
right.
Right there.
I remember like
put Garmin out of business and then
Yeah.
stop all technological
Yeah.
advancement.
But
I
phones
remember
like
that.
that exist. No internet. They have maps.
they do.
Yeah,
Dumb
but
phones.
but it's too tempting. So you have to stop it. You're the authoritarian. You should be like, no, you don't get those. Don't give them the option. You don't let them have them. You don't let the technology advance there.
I mean,
it's like the show Dollhouse. Once the technology is invented, it can't be uninvented.
That's another day one thing in my regime is that like Twitch is getting shut down, Kick is getting shut down.
Nice.
All of these people are going to jail. They're all going behind bars immediately. Mukbang videos, illegal. Forget it. Hot tub streams, illegal. Forget it. You're going behind bars.
no more titty streams. What?
No more titty streams. Okay, we have a few more super chats. Shane H. Wilder said, I'll call out sick for 700 just for y'all. And Potatoes, Mary has to give you a position in her theocracy. I don't have that power. Maybe you could be my scribe.
Nice.
I think I need a scribe. I can just like monologue. I can soliloquy to you. Nick C said, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
Yes, they are.
It's true. Not that John Stewart said vacation time is scheduled, PTO isn't.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, you have to schedule your vacation time. You can't
Oh,
just
I thought you meant like work tells you when you're supposed to
it's like you can't wake up on Tuesday and be like, I'm going on vacation today. You have to plan it in
Okay.
advance.
Corey Anderson said, Brett, order Mary to stop putting impure thoughts in my head.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
That's on you, bro. Shane H. Wilder said, yeah, that's on you, Corey.
Perfect.
It's your responsibility.
Guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to this channel again, please, if you have not done so already. And guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Let everybody know they can find you, buddy.
You can find me on Scanner News, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I like yelling at people and making S posts.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Great selling point.
Yeah, that was good.
I
like your page a lot for that. My name is Serge. I am the producer for IRL. You probably already know that.
I haven't seen you on there.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, like you're some kind of big deal? Like,
it,
oh,
bro.
they probably already know that.
Mary
Okay.
will be on the show this evening. You should watch. It's confirmed rumors, I guess, now because it said that in the chat there. It'll be fun. I'll also talk to Matt about his like weird takes that are clear grifts. Probably not on the show though.
Please confront him live.
Yeah, but yeah, follow me. Go to my like Bandcamp, groovingworld.bandcamp, and yeah, that's it. Peace out.
All right, you guys can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, and you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived, and obviously, as you just heard, I'm going to be on Timcast IRL tonight, so join us over there.
So one more super chat there.
I don't see it.
Corey Anderson says, wrong, Shane. I don't control Mary.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Before we go, would you hit... Oh, no, I already told you. Again, hit the like button on this video. We've passed 136,000 subscribers. Somebody did rightly point out that 150 is the next big milestone, so we're looking to get there. So if you have not subscribed, guys, go ahead and do that. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram and on Twix at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. The show's here 5 days a week, guys, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. That is noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you would prefer to listen rather than watch those shows. And if you want to follow the show on social media, we are on Twix at popculture_show, Facebook and not TikTok at popculturecrisis, and on Instagram at popculturecrisispod. Mary, there's one more there. Do you see that one?
Not that John Stewart said Tim mentioned Mary last night on IRL
right.
after show.
He did.
Tim Pool knows I exist.
Who's Tim Pool?
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will
We
be
have
back.
one more from Shane H. Wilder. Damn it, Corey.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good note to end it on.
Are we done? Is
We're
everybody done?
I
I just
think
want to
we're
say,
done.
Corn Pop, I better see you tonight there, Corn Pop. I better see you on the chat tonight.
No,
Anyways,
Mary?
Oh, we have more. Potatoes for Seamus said Mary and Corey wedding. It's not going to happen, ever.
Are we done, everybody?
I think we're done.
Okay.
We're
With
done.
that being said, guys, we'll be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.